when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. Now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. I'm going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in.
Breathe you in like oxygen. Oh, in an otherwise suffocating world, I'm reaching out for arms, I'm drowning in the open-ended love we're making, girl. Exhale the past, inhale a future that lasts. Change my heart, change my mind. For the last time, wanna believe in the life I've led. I don't wanna leave another word unsaid. You know my heart will follow you in tomorrow. In tomorrow. Holding on to memories that we've shared. My evidence you once really cared. I'm reaching for a hand to pull me up, up. One open to an everlasting love. Exhale the past, inhale a future that lasts. Change my heart, change my mind. For the last time, wanna believe in the life I've led. I don't wanna leave another word unsaid. You know my heart will follow you in tomorrow. In tomorrow.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to some South African Overwatch action. Today is a biggie. We got two relative titans, well, one absolute titan and one up and coming titan, going head to head today in the form of Energy Eden, top team in South Africa by all the metrics, versus really some up and coming challenges in the form of OG Thunderclap. Joining me today is not my usual co-host, at least not in his usual form. Naori is joining me today. Knows these teams very well. Interested to hear what you have to say about these teams. Welcome, Naori.
Thank you very much, Son. Pretty excited to be casting this game. I was really glad that I was going to be available for it because, as you say, Titan of South African Overwatch in Energy Esports. And then again, we've got OG Thunderclap, who just recently reversed swept them, came back from a 2-0, well, not a loss, but they were down 2-0 and came through, won 3 maps and managed to take that match. So this is a little bit of an epic rematch. In fact, Thunderclap, as I understand it, are undefeated currently in this cup. So, I mean, it really is a clashing of the giants here. Energy really want to prove that they are, in fact, the dominant force to be reckoned with in South African Overwatch. And Thunderclap want to prove that their initial win was not a fluke and that, yes, they can roll with the big dogs. So this is really their moment to show that. And it will be the first time that a team will be able to beat Eden twice in a row, to the best of my knowledge. So, I mean, if they do manage to pull off this upset, it could be massive.
It could be massive, but Eden, a team well known for bouncing back from defeats against, on paper, weaker teams. We saw in the last VS Cup against unidentified going straight to the winners bracket into the grand finals, but Eden coming back and demolishing them, learning from what happened in the first map, where they didn't quite know how to deal with what unidentified was running in, unlocking the strategy and downloading unidentified and destroying them. So hopefully we don't see more of the same here. Hopefully OG is able to put up a fight, but I think you look at these teams and you look at the recent results, OG looking great, but Eden, a history of just comebacks and really performing well in these grand final situations. So we will be jumping into the games here. First match will be Busan, our control map. What are you expecting to see out of these teams?
So we've got a couple of options here. The biggest one, of course, being the Goats v Goats matchup, the 3-3 composition, and we do see that so very often from these teams. Another thing to keep in mind that I have kind of noticed as a trend with these teams is heavy DPS compositions. We know that Centaur really loves to run that Mei, and we have seen some Hanzo and some Sombra coming through from Eden. And of course, from Thunderclap, we can also expect possibly some of that Hanzo, particularly from Erexon, some Pharah of their own, maybe even a little Widowmaker. I'm expecting some DPS heavy compositions here, and if everything goes south, then possibly a swap up onto the Goats, and as like a middle of the range resort will be that dive composition. But it looks like we're going to be seeing some bunker, and I quite like this.
I've been seeing a lot of this out of Eden. They love running this bunker comp, this Orisa, Torbjorn garbage out of the gate. But it looks like OG want to match them on a very similar comp, but they will be running the ball instead. Ballbot, obviously well known for that here, and we'll see if Miru's on the Orisa here, but I think we might see him switch out.
Well, the interesting thing to note about the Roadhog and the Orisa and the Torbjorn is that these are heroes that can effectively 1v1. Well, not so much the Orisa, but the Torbjorn and the Roadhog. That's what makes this composition so powerful, is it's two separate heroes in different areas that can 1v1.
Nice early pick off there from Aquatic onto Kubler. Orisa down for the side of Energy Eden, and missing that main tank, missing that shield. Ballbot able to get aggressive now, put the pressure on them, but Eden is going to play patient for now. Let OG take a position on this point and get the first cap with easy kill on Kubler.
And this is going to make it a little bit more difficult for Energy because they need to be able to push an attack with an Orisa, and she's not really an attack-heavy tank. But it is still possible. They do still have an ability here. The thing about this composition is it requires setup, and they can't set up at the moment because Ballbot's in their backline.
Yeah, Ballbot in their backline, taking down Grifflet. So far, so good for OG Thunderclap, managing to find single picks every team fight that just unlock the composition here, but Arturo does bring him back. The Kubler again going down. Erexon finding the kill this time with the ball in the backline from Ballbot.
The issue with Energy's composition here is they don't really have anything that they can attack with. Now 20 on that Hanzo can use the Dragon Strike to create some zoning area of effect, but they don't really have anything that they can be really aggressive with and push onto the point. Luke only 40% to that whole hog. It's going to be so difficult for them to actually get onto point here.
And with the Baptiste ulti here, hooking on a Rexon, but they don't manage to get him. All bot. Gonna put the pressure on there. They kill the lamp now. Can they get any kills off the Scriptlet? Under a ton of pressure from the Bob, and he goes down. Bob takes down 2 there with the help of Miru. Luke under pressure now. Arturia is ulting in the sky here, but Senti finally managed to find a return kill. That's of the match for Eden. So far, so good for OG here. They to clean up his team fight. Not over just yet. Arturia going down here. Luke not long for this world. Pretty clean map so far.
Insanely clean fight. The thing to note about Eden's composition at the moment is that they don't have enough healing. What they really need to be going for is something like a Moira, something that can do a lot more healing, because at the moment the spam damage from Thunderclap is absolutely overwhelming them. They can't even touch point, but a good early pick-off from 20 could be just what they need.
20 finds 2 goals there with the Hanzo. He finds another on the Aquatic. This is what we were waiting for from Eden, using that DPS to get the picks. They find 2 here, but the Ninja gets the return on Centacle. Miru takes down his turret as well. Trance popped here from the side of OG, looking to get something down here, but Eden on the one finding the kills here. Grifflet finds the Ninja, 20 finds a Rexon for his 3rd of the team fight, his 4th of the team fight as Ballbot goes down, courtesy of his Stormbow. And Eden finally managing to assert their authority on this particular map.
Finally, and with not a moment to spare. In fact, if they lose the next fight, they will lose this map. They do have the Molten Core available to them, and that will create a lot of zoning. And of course, they've got the Dragons. They've also got Valkyrie, and they're about to have the Supercharger. So looking fairly good on this defense. But on the attack, they do have the mines, and that could create a lot of issues.
Ooh, Luke finding the kill on the Rexon there, but the Ninja getting the turn onto Grifflet there. Hunter Dragons going in so far. Arturia brings back Grifflet, and Tugu will do the same for Rexon here. Both teams back up to their full complement, but there is a Bob in the mix here. Kind of damage with the Molten Core from Senti finds 2, but return kills, big return kills for OG here. This fight is still even. Ballbot finds Arturia. Can OG get this one done? 20 still alive, Senti still alive. You wanted 2 people alive on your team, you'd want it to be those 2. Can they get anything done? Ballbot finds the kill with the mines on the point there. Finds the kill on Centacle. Big carry from the big ball. And looks like OG's going to take this one. First point goes OG's way.
Yeah, again, I mean, Energy had so many ultimates available to them, but they just weren't able to clinch it out. Thunderclap being really superior there in terms of just the amount of spam damage that they were plowing out. Energy really needed to swap up their composition, possibly go in with a Winston and the Moira that I mentioned earlier, and of course a Diva, just to get a little bit of a more dive-centric attack going on here. They seem to be quite set on this bunker-esque composition, and it looks like they're going for something akin to the Clockwork Vendetta composition. Similar, but not quite. And the amount of spam damage that they're going to be able to plow out here could... No, okay, never mind. They're just going goats.
It's a goat.
Batiste goats, though. Oh, okay, you know what? Energy,
both
get
teams
out.
committing for some sort of variation on the goats here.
Yeah,
May.
they're both running the May goats.
Yeah, okay, they have switched now. May for both teams here. Better wall for Eden here. Can they find anything off that? Rexon forced to use his cryostasis very earlier. Luke needs to be careful, playing quite aggressively. OG can look to punish this. Nice wall. Oh, not quite actually. Lifting Miru up there on the Reinhardt, but nice kill from Griffin, saving his own Reinhardt in the form of Kubler with some sweet shots from the balls. Arturia finds another pickup, and Eden are just going to burst forward here and clean up the fight. Going to move back and cap the point here, but that's a first teamfight win for Energy Eden.
And that's the thing, this map so heavily favors Energy because they do love that May Goats composition, and Mecha Base is renowned for being a May Goats map. There's just so many choke points that May can abuse, and once you've got this defending point, it's so easy to move between the different choke points. So they really have a massive advantage here, and they're going to use Centacle to great effect here and really capitalize on his May skills.
Patient wall here. Centacle, I'm setting him a bit here. Can he get a wall? He's still holding his here. Oh, he's going to pop an early ulti, but he got stunned. I think that cancelled it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it did cancel it. They lose the May ulti, but the grab in from 20 onto Miro takes him down, but fight's not won yet. But with 20 getting that second kill on the Ninja, main takedown for OG as well. I think they're going to win this one pretty handily now, moving forward. That's a dumb mechanic. I love this game, but the fact that you can chuck a Mei ult, get stunned, and then your Mei ult just disappears makes me mad. Unless it got eaten, I'm not sure.
The power of the crowd control, and also the power of making sure that the enemy Reinhardt goes down first, particularly in the GOAT's composition. As soon as the Reinhardt goes down, that's really the backbone of your composition, and now Thunderclap really need to try to bring it back. They've got 4 ultimates online here. They're going to start it off with a rally.
4 ultimates is deep 60% on the point. Eriksen doesn't get his cancelled, but they don't have anything to stop the Transcendence here. But they do find kills even through it. Luke going down, but the Ninja is a return kill. Kills on both sides here. It's a 4v4 right now. Miru finds who? Finds Arturia, takes him down. They're going to chase down Griplet here, and I think OG are going to take this team fight with 75 left on the clock here, but there's still 2 in the backline. 20, Senti, these 2 alive again. Best for last, but taken down. Sentical, 20 taken down as well, but not before he builds up a Graviton Surge.
Yep, and that was actually perfect, having that grab available to them now. Energy just needs to regroup again. It's last fight territory. If they can get control of the point once again, then it's very possible that they'll be able to take this map. But they only have 3 ultimates online and no defensive ultimates.
That's a good wall, but an even better wall from Sentical to counteract it. Nice work from both. Maze there, but Senti gets the better of that equation. Not able to find anything. Off 20's Graviton Surge, thanks in big part to Tugel's Transcendence. Can they find anything more? Griplet does find Miru. He drops eventually. 20 finds Wallbot on the front line there, and it's all Eden, all blue in the kill feed here, as they look to take back a point on Mecha Base here. 82% on the clock, and we talked about last fight. This is now definitely last fight situation.
Absolutely, and they're about to have the Transcendence Energy Esports, so looking very good. But there is a rally for OG, and they've got Eriksen has that Blizzard. If he can pop that off just in time, then they can potentially take this next fight.
Early wall there, and they're not going to get to point, I don't think. They just have to run straight through, and that means 3 damage for Eden here. Arturia finds a kill, and Eden find the map.
Unfortunate, they just didn't get onto point. That was a beautiful Mei wall, in fact, from Sentical, blocking off that choke point, making sure that Thunderclap, they took a couple extra seconds to get through that choke point. When they eventually did, they couldn't get to point in time, and even though the Blizzard came through, we actually saw Arturia get the kill onto Miru, so there was just no way that Thunderclap were going to be taking that one. So now we're going to be moving into our 3rd map, and I'm quite interested in these compositions because it looks like we're going to be having a Genji Widow dive from Energy, along with the Wrecking Ball as an off tank. And over on Thunderclap, we're going to have spam damage, lots and lots of spam damage, and I think that's exactly what they need to try and deal with this.
Also, nobody really susceptible to dive, although they do have the Zen now. Both teams on the point here. I clicked the wrong button, and now I can't see the fight properly. Okay. Don't panic. Gonna look to get aggressive. 20 on the Widowmaker. You see that? You're gonna see red arrows in the kill feed, and you see one there as the ninja gets taken down. Tugel brings him back to life courtesy of the resurrection, but Eriksen finds a kill his own way. That's Tugel down, healing low on the side of OG here. Main tank down for Eden, but so far Eden getting the better trade here. With 20 under no pressure, he can put a ton of pressure on of his own, and OG are going to struggle to win this one out. But so far, it's fairly even here. Monkey under pressure. Miru from like a Luke, but Aquatic taking down Griplet here. Nobody has the advantage in this fight just yet, I don't think. Aquatic on point with, now he's got 2 supports. The Ninja finds like a Luke, Eriksen finds 20, and OG find a first point cap here.
Yeah, Thunderclap, Mercy going down so early, it was quite dangerous, but Tugel was able to get back before any other substantial picks were made, and because of that, she was able to keep the rest of her team alive, and unfortunately, Eden were not able to get the right picks. They were getting picks, but it wasn't the people that they needed to pick off.
My man, Eriksen finding that headshot onto 20, the red arrow in the kill feed, but going the wrong direction as far as Eden is concerned here, but Arturia will bring him back. Miru getting very low, but he bails out just in the nick of time as Tugel brings Eriksen back into this fight. Ninja finds like a Luke. We might see Eden back out. No. Maybe with that kill onto Tugel, they might look to get aggressive near Ballbot, having to beat a haste retreat, and now they're low in healing. Eden, maybe a soft reset here. In from Senti with the mines. Doesn't find anything. Never mind. Eriksen taken down. Griplet did commit the Transcendence here, so they're looking to win this fight. Can they get anything more done here? That is a primal range. Oh, anything from Aquatic here. Sprinkler there, trying to track down 20 with his Rock Barrage. Doesn't find him in the end. 20 finds him. Luke popping his ulti here, finds one, finds two with the help of Kubler here as Miru gets a return kill. Senti on point now with Ballbot. Need to watch those mines, but most of them taken down courtesy of Senti Call's Power Driver. And Eden looking good so far, managing to track down that Ballbot. They will cap here with 65% left on the clock.
And a lot of interesting ults coming through from both teams here. It seems like Panic ult is the order of the day on this last map. Every single player just kind of hitting Q and hoping for the best. And somehow Energy managed to hit Q harder, I guess. And they managed to take the point back. But 65%, I mean, it's not great for Thunderclap because they do need to win the next fight and they need to hold on. They'll need to go through about 2 or 3 fights if they do take point before they'll be able to win out this map. And Senti is just causing absolute chaos in the back line.
He's just going to dismantle them before they can even find one. Ball does find the return kill, finds 2 return kills. It's Ball Mania up in here as both Balls finding a ton of kills. Ballbot looking to get aggressive now. I hate the fact that that's his name because it makes me very confused. Good at that hero, so I guess I can just call him Ball. Miru finds Griflet on the backline. 20 was taken down as well. Centacle on the point here. Tentatively making his way around here using the power driver. Doesn't find anything, but OG it's already in the kill feed here as they look to take this one back. Thought it would take them a few more fights, and they managed to hold a lot of their ultis there for this next fight point defense. Sorry. Hello?
Sorry, my internet dipped and I'm no longer in the game. Just give me a sec.
Okay.
I'm loading back in.
Radio cast from Sun here. It's Ball v Ball action on the high ground. Call initiating quite earlier. His team's not quite ready to back him up here. He has to back out. And Ballbot's in the background with, I believe, his mines. He doesn't find anything though. Quite surprised by that. The Hanzo area goes in. He does find Arturi. That's a huge kill. OG just need to clear up the team fight down. It's the second kill of 20. Griflet under pressure here. Is he going to get taken down? If they lose him, I think they lose his team fight, but they do still have 2 tanks, and I think that's Luke back in on the Tracer here. 20 will make his way into the fight soon, and then starts to look scary for OG, but they are still finding kills. Griflet goes down here. Senti in with the mines. Can they get them cleared? Can they not lose anyone? No, the Ninja goes down to the mines. Ballbot though. Still in a point. OG still with the numbers, but it's starting to look pretty grim now as Eden makes her way back into the team fight. Luke.
Oh, there we go.
With a headshot and a nice pulse bomb onto Tugel as well. Can OG bring this one home? Eden looking to make it very difficult. Nice work from Ballbot. He finds Luke. That's the kill they needed here. 20 still putting them under pressure though. From a distance, he finds 1, he finds 2. It's just Ballbot on the point for Candy's Answer Dragons.
Oh my lord.
Anything, not quite. Quadix in there, low HP. I think we might see a point flip here, but we are seeing reinforcements for both teams. OG gonna back out and just look to take the next fight.
So impressive from Energy, actually managing to take control of that point. Thunderclap had 2 tanks and a support on the point for the longest time, and it was just kind of the Wrecking Ball and the Widowmaker in the backline causing havoc, and somehow they managed to flip the point in their favor. But now we're going for a super early engage, but
maybe they can still bring this one. 20 is down, but OG are missing 2 here, and I think that's pretty much tickets here, and it's 84% on the clock. Will OG be able to get back in time here?
This is OG's last opportunity to get onto the point. They only have the Valkyrie to work with. They might have a beat soon, but they need to touch. They've only got like 4 seconds.
Miro's going to try and make his way in here, but I think it's going to be Ballbot on the point. Yes, it is. He manages to buy space. Aquatics in here. Rexon finds 20. They aren't running the Mercy anymore, so that's a permanent kill. Ballbot on point now, putting the pressure down. Eden gonna have to try and stay alive and get the return kills here in lieu of their hit scan player. That is the beat we spoke about. The Ninja did manage to get that out, but can't find anything just yet. Pulse bomb doesn't find much there, but it damage on the enemy ball. Miru finds Griffith. Could that open the doors here? He's gonna get aggressive with that primal rage. He gets Senti off the map. That's a huge kill. Can they get any more? He's gonna look for more off the edge here. He finds another. Kubler taking down his opposite number there. OG taking this to OG Thunderclap. Team 2, I mean.
Good old Team 2. Important to note, however, that because Omnius came in as the winners from the winner bracket, they do have a 1 map advantage, so it's actually 2-0. And I do believe this is a best of 7. So if they win the next 2 maps, then they win the game. So it is quite a spicy position here for Energy Esports. They don't often find themselves in this position. And I loved the attack that Omnius had going on there. They had Ballbot going in from the backside of point and the rest of the team coming from the front. And so Luke, or rather 20, didn't really know where to focus his attention on the Widowmaker and got taken out by Rexen, and that was it. Omnius, they had their moment and they rushed in, and there we go. They've taken Busan.
OG seem to be matching them pound for pound here. We're used to seeing big plays from the DPS players of Energy Eden, but OG Thunderclap here, like we keep talking about, really, really favored by heavy DPS compositions, and so far outmatching Eden here. But what do you think now? You said Eden are not usually in this position, and that's obviously very true. So what do you think Arturi is saying to his team right now? What do you think the team mentality is like there?
Guys, stop tilting. Everybody calm down.
Do you think this tilts them losing to teams they think they should lose to?
I don't think it's about the team that they're losing to. I think it's just a case of when a team is this much of a powerhouse and they're not used to losing kind of at all. I think the biggest issue that Energy have had up until this point is.
Hello? Oh no! I don't know what her point was, and now we're in a cliffhanger, and I can't pick up that thread there. I'm sure Naori will rejoin us. Hello, welcome back.
Hello, I'm here. Hello.
Okay. You dropped for a moment there in the middle of what sounded like a very poignant point.
Which is interesting because I could still hear you guys. It was kind of like the Twilight Zone. Oh my God, rest her soul. She's gone. I'm right here. I'm here. Where did I cut out so I can pick it up?
I don't even know, dog. Start from the beginning.
Oh, what? All right. Something they don't usually lose, and they're used to being this powerhouse in South African Overwatch, and so they get a little bit complacent in their play style. I know that a lot of players don't really, for example, grind comp as much anymore. They'll possibly play other games or whatever, and it's little things like that really start to snowball into not performing as well as you usually do. And this might even be the wake-up call that Energy need to start stepping up and getting back into competitive Overwatch. The days of complacency are over. People are after your spot. Unidentified have shown it. Thunderclap have shown it. These teams are hungry for that top spot. So it's all on Energy now to prove that they haven't lost it, that they're not washed up.
Yeah, and I mean, you spoke about OG and Unidentified, but really every team is taking maps of Eden, which is something we never used to see. It used to be 3-0s as far as the eye could see, all the way to the edge of the horizon, except for maybe one or two teams. But these days, we're seeing Goliath, 2CP, taking maps off them basically every time they play. So interested to see how this one plays out. OG 2-0 up so far, one courtesy of the winner's bracket advantage, but this is a best of 7, or at least we're playing a best of 7. Whether that's in the rules or not, I'm not sure.
We're gonna see what happens.
But speaking about Eden, but OG, this is the kind of momentum that can carry them through to a series win here. They're a team, I think, that really thrives on that confidence, thrives on that momentum. If they feel like they're better than the other team, they're going to play better than the other team. So
yeah,
this is the best start that they could have asked for, obviously.
Well, I think these are two teams that both have the same kind of mentality in terms of winners hype and losers tilt. You'll find some teams that start to lose, and yes, you kind of tilt a little bit, but there are some teams that tilt to the extent where they can no longer perform optimally. And I believe that both of these teams suffer from that syndrome. And conversely, you'll find a team that when they begin to win, when the ball starts rolling, then they really start to shine. They get that confidence boost and they perform exceptionally well. So I think having two teams with similar mindsets against each other is what's making for such an interesting matchup here. And it's a lot of fun to watch.
It is very fun to watch. Interested to see how Energy mounts back in this map here. This King's Row, we're all familiar with this map, best map in the world. If a series could be 7 maps of King's Row, I'd be extremely happy to watch that.
Ooh.
But Eden, well known for their prowess in this map, but I think really every team very comfortable here.
Oh yes, absolutely. This has been a staple in the South African Overwatch scene for as long as we can remember.
June 2016 or whenever this game was released.
There you go. And taking a look at these compositions quickly, so we are going to be seeing that bunker composition from Thunderclap, with running with the Batiste and the Torbjorn and a May instead of. I don't know, maybe a Hanzo or something. Usually you get something a little bit more spammy. So interesting that they are running the May, but it'll help with these choke points. And we are seeing a more dive-centric composition here from Energy. But
he's opening the door on Roadhog there. Finds 20 with the hook, but Aquatic, and Aquatic finding like Luke here. As Eden beat a hasty retreat here. Grifflet probably going to get taken find his way out of here. He's going to want to die quick. Senti just trying to make space here, but OG still finding kills here off the back of this.
And again, this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Roadhog, Torbjorn, heroes that can do 1v1 battles. And depending on who they're fighting against, can pretty much win those 1v1s. And we just saw that now with Yazy on it with a beautiful pick-off. And it really ruined Energy's attack. And now a beautiful wall is going to possibly ruin their attack. Yikes.
Not able to find anything of that yet, but they do force the Crier out of Senti. But they do force a lamp out of OG here. But with that tactical matrix thingy there going down from OG's Baptiste.
Oh, there we go.
Will get taken down though. Yazy dropping here. They find another. Luke pretty handy on his own Roadhog here. As they've taken down 3 now. They find another. Courtesy of Luke once again. At 20 pounds Aquatic. It's just a Torbjorn in the back here. He's good, but he's not that good. Oh, well, fuck me, I guess. Rexon takes down Pinnacle. Can he kill the whole team? No, he can't. What a bad player. Got 1v6.
Yeah, you got 1v1. He's not really 1v6.
Sorry on that one.
And you know, as soon as Energy saw that composition from Thunderclap, they realized they needed to mirror it to a certain extent. And they're not running the May of their own, but they are running the Hanzo instead. And we've got Arturia on the payload as the rest of Energy push forward to try and get as much cart push as possible. And there we go. Beautiful pick off onto Miru. It's going to mean that OG cannot contest this.
Or Yazy gets taken down on the way there. They're going to get a decent amount of cart push here. Or Energy Eden as they force OG back towards their second spawn. But a superior shield break from Eden here seems to be winning out the day.
And that's the thing though, they have more shield break. Aquatic on the May means far less shield break than 20 on the Hanzo, and that means that they are winning the shield battle. And when you win the shield battle in these bunker compositions, you generally tend to win the fights.
Dragons in, but Aquatic returning in with his own May ulti. Lamp down, they're going to need to take that down, but a nice shield from Kubla keeps it up for more than enough time. And now return from Centical here. That lamp needs to go down. It does get taken down. 20 doing the dirty work here as Luke goes in with the whole hog. Finds 1, finds 2. 20 finds Miro on the backline here, and it's all red all day here. Energy Eden going to clean up this one. 6-0 in this team fight.
They just need to. There we go. Yazy down. We saw the damage amplification matrix come out, but Luke not even concerned with that. Runs straight past it with his whole hog and still manages to get 2 kills. So performing very well there. Now we can really see the strength of Energy. They're really starting to bring it in. Yeah. However, coming into this next fight, they have absolutely 0 ultimates available to them, and Yazy has that whole hog. And a nice early pick-off means that they're going to be able to stabilize quite well on this defense.
Yeah, no main tag. Oh, like a Luke can equalize things there with a nice environmental hook onto his opposite number there. Yazy, all that HP means nothing if you're in the hole. Centical looking to get aggro here on Miro on the front line. They do need to watch out for Aquatic on the high ground. Do Energy Eden here. And he finds one on Centical. As I said it, to prove my point, OG are going to get aggro here as they find a nice quick 4 here to the Ninja, picking up 2 in the end here. Like a Luke gonna sacrifice himself to the god of King's Row. And OG gonna hold steady here, finally stopping that momentum.
Yeah, Energy were a little bit split up there, and it feels like Thunderclap's focus fire is just that little bit stronger, and we've got a little bit of a snipe Yata here with the Ninja. Nice wall there to block off some of his damage. Now we're going to look at these ultimates, and we do have the Dragons online as well as the Transcendence. Yazy still sitting with his whole hog looking so stacked with ultimates, but Energy have some ultimates of their own. That Coalescence could be absolutely vital. We're going to start it off with the damage amplification matrix.
Both teams getting a lot of ultis up here. As you said, that's a huge dragon combo. Nice ult in from Miru there. Gonna clean up 3 between the 2 of them. Like a Luke Finds a return on Yazi here, and a nice ball from Senti will save the rest of his team, but that was an excellent little combo there from OG Thunderclap.
And that's it. The halt hook type combinations. Okay, there wasn't a hook there, but you just halt into a dragon and you got problems. The coalescence couldn't even keep them alive through all of that damage. It was just way too much to deal with. So that was really well played from Thunderclap, and they still have 3 ultimates online, including, of course, the Valkyrie and the Transcendent. So looking very good defensively here. However, on the offense, we're about to have that, or rather we do have the Blizzard. And we know how powerful Senti's Blizzards can be.
They're going to open up here with the Hanzo ulti. There's a halt in there again. Not sure what that Blizzard is meant to achieve, but Luke's going to pick up the slack with his whole hog as he finds 2 here. Eden going to look to get aggressive here. Not finding anything with that hook like a Luke. But hopefully Eden going to keep pushing forward here. I like this decision from OG Thunderclap on the left side. Going to be pulling back, but there's not enough for Reaction to stay alive. These halts are catching a lot, but there's not a ton of follow-up as far as Mira is concerned for OG Thunderclap here. The Ninja frozen by Centicle, taken down. He's just getting his cryo to keep alive here. Griffith finds Yazi as the point marches forward here. 2 minutes left on the clock here. OG just going to have to buy time. Reaction back in on the Hanzo there, looking for Centicle. Finds him. Can they bring anything back? No. Eden going to take this one with about 2 minutes on the clock.
Fairly strong push here from Energy. Again, not as dominant as what we're used to for Energy, but still very good. A 2-minute time bank is nothing to scoff at. They did very well there. Interestingly enough, I noticed that Yazi did swap off onto that Torbjorn towards the end of the fight there, and not necessarily the greatest value pick there, particularly because he did still have that whole hog available to him when he swapped off, which could have been a little bit more helpful. The Torbjorn had little to no effect in that last fight. He built up a lot of ult charge, but because Energy had the Moira, it was so easy for them to just heal through the damage with relatively, relative ease.
Relatively
relatively ease. I would like to see from Thunderclap something to deal with that bunker a little bit more. They're going to need a bit more spam damage. If you want to be dealing with the bunker composition, you really want to be going with something akin to what we saw in Trials with Crescent Dew, running the triple DPS full-on spam damage. Now, that obviously was meant to deal with Clockwork Vendetta's composition, but essentially it's a bunker composition. So you want to be the best way to be dealing with that is either to get yourself a Sombra so that you can EMP and make everybody in the composition essentially useless, which works particularly well if there's a Bastion, or you want to be running that triple spam DPS composition. So now as we move on to attack, it looks like they're going to be running the Reaper, and this is a hero that doesn't get a lot of playtime recently. He's not that strong. His ultimate is fairly easy to deal with. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. I was going to say, that hero's bad, and I don't like OG coming in here.
It's a lot of shield break.
Yeah, a lot of shield break. They're going to really struggle to get set up here. It's really hard as an attacking team with an Orisa to get a shield set up into a defensive team with a Bastion. But, Yazi on the left-hand side, Hotel. Trying to find an angle there, but he's not going to find the range here. And they're actually doing a pretty good job of shield breaking, and they find a Rexon here. That's going to bait out the rest of Matura, and they do get him back. Senti got the Emect as well, and a really bad lamp out of position there. Going to take him down. Luke is back alive here, but Yazi finds Sandical cleaning up the baby diva, and they're under a ton of pressure now. Energy Eden, a nice flank from Rexon here in the background. He finds 1, he finds 2, the Ninja finds Luke. Rexon finds his 3rd kill of the team fight, and OG dismantling Energy Eden's defense there.
Yeah, not a very good setup from Energy. It was very easy for Thunderclap to kind of flank from anywhere. They could pick any direction, really. They managed to dispatch of Luke fairly quickly, and my game's crashing again.
Reinhardt out of Kublai here. They're just switching on to the Ghost composition with Senticles May in tow as per usual here. This should be a pretty decent comp against what OG are running here. If they can get aggro on top of this team. Here comes the Junkrat ulti here. Over the top. Can he find anything? That's looking pretty good. He finds Kublai. That's a big kill. And I like this play from Yazi here. Getting aggressive. Making sure nobody can get in here. Senti did find Aquatic though while he was ulting, and now he's on point. He got hooked, not quite taken down just yet, and Luke Now on point here on the Brigitte, looking to make something happen. The Ninja finds him, takes him down. 20 though, with the return kill on Yazy. Now the kills are rolling in for both teams here. Fight is still equal. 20's got a lot of charge here. He's gonna be real problem here. If you can find an angle on the shield onto Miru. Not able to do so just yet here. Senti goes down. Now all is in. Oh, bad shield a little bit there from Miru. I think trying to get that one on the shield, but Kubler, he's got no friends and he's under a ton of pressure. His shield's dropping low. He's discorded. He's running away. Please, somebody save me. No! Arturia not able to keep him alive with the passive healing.
Oh,
Not able to keep himself either with the mobility.
Yeah.
Yazy finds him in the end, and now 20 getting low HP here, but he will get kept alive here by a nice wall from Centaur. Is OG gonna get a nice easy cap here on second point.
Energy really struggling to deal with high DPS compositions. I mean, they're really under heavy fire here. We do see they've swapped over onto a more standard 2-2-2. They're running the Sombra, trying to do anything that they can think of to dismantle this attack from Thunderclap because they're so heavily under pressure at the moment. They do have 2 ultimates online at the moment, 3 in fact, and they're about to have 2 more. So looking very good in this defense, but they don't have time to waste.
Here's the Graviton Surge May combo. The Ninja though gonna neutralize that primarily with his Transcendence. Aquatic in the backline looking for something. Luke finds him. Rexon though gets the kill on Kublai here. Both teams feeling a little uncomfortable now, but the Hanzo ulti coming in. He finds Arturia with that. A bit of an unusual kill here, but he gets 20 as well.
Oi.
Now OG turning this fight around. Gonna be getting aggressive here, or maybe not. They find 2. Yazy with the Bunny Blaster. Gets Griffler with that last kill, and now Energy Eden on the back foot here under a ton of pressure as OG marches through.
Yeah, that EMP was definitely not the best, but as you see, they are going to be swapping off here. We're going to be having the Hanzo and the Wrecking Ball. They're going to be trying to create some dissension and get a little bit of spam damage of their own, try and deal with this Pharah and the enemy Hanzo, because it really, the spam damage is doing so. I mean, look at that. Luke going down to the damage. It's insane.
20 though, finds 2 in return here. Gonna get aggressive onto the Ninja. He finds his third. Don't know how I feel about that Shadow. I think that was a bit of an overcommittal given they were like 4 up in the team fight. But they'll get the job done here, and they do need to stop OG's momentum.
Well, it does get the job done, but they are now down 1 ultimate. 20, however, almost at yet another Graviton Surge. So doing a lot of work on this Zarya at the moment. Now we see Grifflet finally swapping over onto that Moira, which is exactly what they need to deal with the spam damage. Thunderclap, however, coming in with the self-destruct as well as the supercharger. I mean, that's going to be a ton of damage for a Rexon and Aquatic, the 2 DPS heroes. And if they can, well, I mean, and the Ninja, apparently.
Yeah, the Ninja gets spotted in his head here, but Aquatic finds a nice kill on a very high charge queen. Could that be the turner? Looks pretty good as Yazy finds 1 with his bomb, and OG finds 6 with bullets and stuff. Also long, Centaur still in the mixture, not long though. He gets taken down, and OG in the driver's seat now. Can Eden make their way back in here? Kubler on a Diva, not something we're used to seeing him on, but not something he's remiss to players. They come in here off the back of the nice he gets the fucking slam dunk with the bongo there. Managing to keep that alive for just a little bit. Not long enough to keep his team alive though. Aquatic commits his ulti but gets taken down, and now it's just a case of cleanup. Loses Yazy on the point here. He's gonna get taken down, drop himself into the hole there. Nice work from Eden here to bring this one back.
Energy finally showing us the team that we're used to. Very good. I'm really happy with that swap off onto the Moira. You can see the increased healing is helping a lot, and they will have a coalescence coming into this next fight as well as the dragons. OG at the moment have no ultimates at all. They're going to have another self-destruct soon and some more dragons soon, but Energy should be able to deal.
Yeah, getting aggressive here. Oh, Energy Eating. They find Tugel with the coalescence. That's probably, you could pick one kill. That's probably the one you'd want. Finds another. Grifflet, bloodthirsty support there with the coalescence as they look to get aggressive, do Energy Eating. Can they get any more kills here? They want Miru, they want that late kill, and they do find it. 2 minutes left on the clock here as Kluber kills himself for the reset.
And already Energy have given themselves a much, well, not a much bigger, but they've given themselves a bigger time bank. Should Omnius Gaming manage to get that final cap and push through to point 3. But Energy are holding so strong here, but all that self-destruct could be nothing.
Yes, he does find
nothing.
Yes, he finds Kubler's mech here. That is a pretty significant bonus. Luke takes down Miru here. There are running no main tank on the side of Energy Eden, but just looking to play hyper aggressive, so they don't need any defensive ability. So far, so good as far as Energy Eden are concerned here.
Yeah, Energy running a very interesting composition at the moment. They're running Saint Call as a main tank, which is fine, but they don't have enough damage to really back it up. And a nice early pick-off there.
They managed to find it, but Tugal will bring Aquatic back into this team fight. Oh, bit of a miscue there. The Hanzo ulti coming in very late, not able to capitalize on what was a pretty good ulti for 20. Oh, it was the opposite one. Never mind, false alarm. High ground here, defense Kubler trying to pressure them off the high ground here, and they are managing to hold this point. Eriksen dropping into the hole. There's OG, 30 seconds on the clock here. This has been a pretty stellar defense on third point here for Eden.
Yeah, they actually got somewhat rolled on their way to this third point, but now having stabilized, they're looking very strong. They've got dragons available to them, and even if all it does is zone Thunderclap, there we go, here it comes out, and it will in
took
fact...
a ton of damage from that. Eriksen gets taken down, he finds 2 in the backline. What was that? Luke with the big dragons there. Yazy taken down. Eden getting all the kills here as they look to march their way on to their first win in this series. Can they get in here? There is someone on point there. There was an EMP, but I think he's not going to touch. Yes, got the touch just in time, but it's Triple City here for OG Thunderclap. And I think Eden sitting pretty here. Miru trying to make his way in. No! 2-1.
Unable.
OG so far.
Yeah, what a strong defense there finally on that third point. And Eden managing to get a lot of value out of a very unorthodox composition. So they were running the triple tank and they were running the Wrecking Ball as a main tank. And I mean, that is something that is done, but normally you do that with quite a few DPS. You get into the back line, you boop everybody up into the air, somebody on your team shouts a name, you all kill that person, and then immediately you've got a one-man advantage. And that's normally how you would play ball as a main tank. And the way that they were playing it here was very different. They were kind of almost playing him as a DPS. He's running into the back line trying to get the supports down and creating a bit of a crossfire, in fact, making a distraction so that Luke could get picks with the Hanzo. It was an unorthodox composition, but it did work out very well for them in the end there. So we're going to bring the scoreline to a 2-1, still in favor of OG Thunderclap. But at this point, I mean, it really is anyone's game.
Yeah, so far both teams playing well, but both teams making mistakes as well. I think OG committed quite long to that kind of hybrid Orisa comp. Mm-hmm. I think they might have benefited from switching onto that Winston a bit earlier, but reading the game differently than I, perhaps, and Eden's unorthodox comp, as you mentioned, maybe throwing them for a bit of a loop. But I think Eden as well, able to lean on the strength of their DPS players. They really get the picks from cross-map. Luke on the Hanzo, especially putting in a lot of work, and 20 on that Zarya as well. So yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here.
But what really interests me is how much these teams seem to enjoy running this attack Orisa. And
yeah,
I mean, you've got to keep in mind the nature of Orisa's shield makes her not ideal for attacking because it's a static shield. Yes, it's got a fairly short cooldown, but the moment you step past it, it becomes useless. And if it's still on cooldown, you're just putting yourself in a dangerous position. So attack Orisa as a general rule should be avoided. And I think that Thunderclap should possibly be looking towards, their DPS composition has clearly been working out very well for them against Energy particularly in the first map. Energy just had no answer to the amount of spam, but they are slowly starting to come back. That's the composition that Unidentified beat them with. And so it's not a composition that they're not unused to, that they've never heard of, and they have figured out how to more or less deal with them. And I think as the maps go on, they might start to show that dominance that we're so used to because they're figuring out Thunderclap's composition. So Thunderclap are going to have to make a couple of changes as we move into this next map if they want to try to maintain their lead.
And that is exactly what they're doing here. We'll be dropping Yazy out of the lineup for this map. Defect coming in here. We're used to seeing a lot of main tank, a lot of your traditional main tanks out of Defect. Yeah, we're going to see some Winston, we're going to see some Reinhardt, all that kind of, probably some Tracer as well. My dude likes to just whip the Tracer out. So that'll probably move Miru back onto that off tank where he's pretty well known for. And we did see Yazy running the off tank here. So I think Miru very comfortable on the Orisa, and that's so if if you see him in, I think that's what you're going to be seeing. But once Defect comes in, you're likely to see him hit up that main tank. No changes on the side of Eden as we'd expect, player-wise at least.
Yeah, Energy, they stick with their solid 6, unless they absolutely have to sub out. But it seems that Thunderclap have plans in place for particular maps. And, you know, mentioning that Miru and Defect are both strong main tank players, they might be looking to run a double main tank composition, which in and of itself can be exceptionally strong if played correctly. So I'm kind of hoping that that is something that we're going to see. Either that or one of them will take a more off-tanky role, and we might start to see some of that GOATS play that we have more or less been expecting.
I think on Gibraltar here, we're more likely to see a traditional dive here with Miru on the Diva and Defect on the Winston, based on what I know about these teams. So, so that's what I would expect to see here. But what are you expecting from Eden on this map?
Well, I mean, this is Gibraltar. First point is a very strong Widow point, particularly on the defense. The sight lines are fantastic. If you're going to hold blue box or the control center, then you can really get some fantastic sights and possibly get a ton of good picks. Also, dive, very good composition to run here. A lot of verticality, a lot of easy ways for heroes to get to the high ground, get to the low ground, wherever it is that they need to be, and create havoc. And then, of course, we could be seeing a little bit more of that bunker, possibly even a little bit of pirate ship, although I hope not, because Gibraltar it's not known for its pirate ship. There's just a little bit too much environment that kind of gets in the way. Yeah. There aren't too many great sites for the Bastion himself. So hopefully we're not going to be seeing that. And it looks like... All right, we're going to take a look at the defense because attackers like to tease. And there we go. It's that double sniper. Very, very good on this point. The added damage from Erexon on the Hanzo means that any shielding they will be able to break through relatively quickly. Once the shield is down, Aquatic, very easy for him to get some good picks. And he's setting up right in the back there towards the control center. So, I mean, he's going to have absolutely phenomenal sightlines here. And I like that Thunderclap was setting up at blue box. It does give them fairly good control of the map, and it does make it possible for them to make some good rotations.
Eden going to be coming out with a double dive main tank here with the ball and the Winston. Senti going to be looking to disrupt in the back line, but the Aquatic finds an immediate pick on like a Luke here. That's a pretty hard counter unless the Barra plays the positioning correctly. Arturia going to get that res back to like your onto like a Luke. 66 again here. Eden trying to disrupt OG's positioning here on the high ground, but not able to get anything done. Pushing them back here. Senti is in the backline here. He's going to look to get aggro onto Erexon here. Can he find that kill? No. But the Beck finds the kill. Gets killed by like Luke here. 20 gets Erexon now. Eden going to look forward here. They did get a ton of card push. The thing about defending there for OG is that they don't stop the card at all. So even though that fight took a little bit of time to unfold, Eden not really going to get stopped for any length of time here, but need to be careful. Tanks getting aggressive here. They do still have Miru on the point here, do OG as he finds Grifflet. And it looks like they might actually be stabilizing here, OG. Miru in the background making all the difference there. He's going to try and make his way out. He's going to get out of here. Rexon finds Kubler. OG. Little bit of aggression there, over-aggression perhaps from the Energy Eden tanks.
That's the thing. It was a massive misplay from Energy's tanks there to go so far into the back line, leaving their supports unprotected on the payload. Miru was still on cart, and a Diva on cart, fighting against a support is it's a bit of a scary situation. So big misplay there. Eden unfortunately gave up that attack.
Oh, speaking of misplays, Grifflet getting taken down by Rexon. Rexon quite well known for his Hanzo here. Luke doesn't manage to find anything. That was quite a defensive ult. Miru finds two with a big ass bomb in the back line there. And he forces Kubler to pop his ulti as well. And he's going to get Zolcho value out of that, as Rexon takes him down. And OG holding steady here.
Well, Like a Luke has quite had it Oh, never mind. We saw him on the Widowmaker for a sec. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Why would you pick Widowmaker when you have 20 on your team though?
There you go. Now we got Luke on the Hanzo instead, and they're going to be going for a mirror composition here. Except of course they're going to be keeping the Zenyatta as he does have the Transcendence. Now we're going to see the epic sniper battles. They have had it with Thunderclap snipers, and now they want to assert their dominance. And we do know the 20 being one of the top Widowmakers in South Africa at the moment. It's going to be a little bit scary here, but that is of course assuming his tanks can give him the space he needs.
Yes, I was just about to say that's the
There
thing
we
about this
go.
composition. It's as much about tanks as it is about snipers. 20 finding a Rex in there, thanks in no small part to his tanks. Luke gets the kill on defect now. OG a little bit understaffed at the moment without their main tank, Winston player Tugel. Has popped the Valkyrie though. She's looking to keep Miro alive here as he tries to do his thing in the backline here and disrupt Energy Eden. But they do find a Rex, and Luke gets a return kill on him there. Oh! Luke taken down before he can get that ulti off, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference here unless Miro gets a massive... not able to find anything there, but they did commit Transcendence here. I don't know how I feel about that one, Griffin.
That's a very weird ultimate to use in response to a self-destruct. We did see that Kubla's shield wasn't able to zone off the bomb. It was just a little bit off to the sides. But the bomb didn't get any value. So Grifflet, having used that Transcendence, definitely a misplay there. However, bearing in mind that Transcendence doesn't... There isn't really anything on Thunderclap's team that you would need to use a Transcendence for, except maybe a dragon. So it's not the biggest misplay in the world, and of course Grifflet can build that up fairly quickly, especially in... Ooh.
Defect messed up his jump there. That might actually cost OG more than you think it is. They're not going to look to take advantage either. That's a very interesting bomb there. Aquatic finds a kill before he can remake. That's basically a 600 damage headshot. Reflect under pressure from Defect. He's going to put him in a new spawn. Nope. Yeah, takes him down with the Primal Rage. But they're all losing players. But he finds another one in 20. Defect making it happen in this team fight.
Oh my
Can he find any more? Yes, he finds Luke as well. Team fight is still not won though. Arturia bringing 20 back. Could be a difference maker. But Aquatic finding one, finding two. OG's DPS returning the favor.
These snipers are really doing work here for their teams, but unfortunately for Energy, Thunderclap were able to clinch it out in the end there, using the defense matrix here to allow 20 some sight lines, but doesn't manage to get any value out of it. Now we do have 2 ultimates online for the attacking team here, about to have 5 in fact, looking very good coming into this next fight. But Thunderclap, they've also got quite a lot as well. They've got yet another self-destruct, and of course we do have the dragons available, which, well, here they come.
Oh, look, the beautiful dragons there into the shuttle. He finds 2 in the form of Rexon and Tugel, and now it's a form of cleanup. But Arturia, nice boop out from the Ninja, going to prevent the res from Arturia. But Eden still sitting pretty in this team fight. Miro's going to try and equalize things here with his bomb. He's going to find 2! A return kill on the enemy Hanzo and Widow and Mercy here. Mirrored team fight here. Is OG going to take this one back? Kubla did commit the Primal Rage, but he started with pretty handily. And OG, thanks in no small part to Miro's bomb there, going to stabilize again.
Now, what I find interesting is that a lot of these ultimates are getting far more value than what they should. Hanzo and Diva ultimates, the dragons and the self-destruct, they're not meant to get picks. If they get picks, then hallelujah. But their main objective is for zoning. It's for map control. So it's very strange that these teams are allowing those ultimates to get value.
Diva Bomb especially, quite unusual one to see here, but Energy Eden did find 2 picks. One of them brought back. Defector gets a return on Luke. The tank's really mixing up well here to get the kills. Gonna try and find Arturia here. Is Defect. He finds him. But 20 and Centicore mixing up here to find a kill. He's gonna pop his own bomb, but Aquatics, he's having none of Centicore being inside a mech today. He takes him down before he can even consider resurrecting. Or Aquatic. Nice work from OG there. Gonna stabilize here under the bridge on second point.
Very dominant hold here from Thunderclap, and quite impressive in fact. And again, it comes down to these weird ults that are getting strange amounts of value. What I do note, of course, is that Luke tends to kind of go on the flank and fire his dragons from strange angles, which generally tends to catch Thunderclap off guard. But then, of course, we do get the self-destruct from Miru that somehow manages to get 2 to 3 picks, and when they really shouldn't. And those are usually what I've found is that most of the self-destructs have been remech self-destruct. So I'm going to press Q so that I can get my mech back quickly because I'm about to be demeched. And somehow those are actually getting value. So it's a little bit weird, and it really speaks to the positioning of these two teams. They're not positioning themselves very well. They're being a little bit over-aggressive. You can see both of them are trying so hard to get these picks, so hard, in fact, that they are overextending and putting themselves in exceptionally dangerous positions.
We're seeing a lot of teams losing fights they have a better initiation on. So we saw in that last team fight, big picks from the snipers from Eden, sorry. Why do you think we're seeing these teams struggle to clean up fights on this in this match?
I didn't hear a word you just said.
Oh, sorry. Am I lagging? Are you lagging?
I'm lagging. And I came back just as you finished your set. I was really hoping that I would come back like somewhere in your speech, and then I'd be able to pick something up. And then I came in at the end of your last sentence, and I was like, well.
Okay, I'll ask you later, because I think it's going to happen again, and I'll look like a genius. So both teams here running. Okay, OG running the comp. We've been seeing them run all day with that. No, I'm going to switch to the dive here. This is more in line with what we were expecting here. Nice hook from Erickson. Finds center, but 20 gets an immediate return kill onto Aquatic here. Hitting that sniper duel for now on this map. Nice work from Luke. He's going to get behind them. Going to take down the Ninja here, and OG going to try and make their way out here. Miru just doing a little bit of spy check. Not going to find anything. Grifflet taken down by a headshot Sonic Arrow. Erickson here. Are they looking to get aggressive? OG, yes they are. Nice dive in from the two tanks here onto the blue box. Eden just going to hold this position for now, though. They're pretty happy to let OG do their thing.
Oh, dear.
Going to get the background here, but that's a quick response from Kubler to back his DPS up there. Really going to keep 20 in this team fight. And Luke, he's doing really good work in the backline. They're keeping the backline heroes of OG under pressure.
We're finally seeing a little bit better pacing from both of these teams. They're starting to slow down a little bit.
Oh.
Okay, as I say that.
As you say that, these teams don't want to stop fighting here. Trying to eke out every possible advantage here. OG, gonna pull back here. A little bit patient play from Defect here, but now he's gonna get on point. Trying to make something happen. But Centacle on point. Can they get him down? No. Nice bubble from Defect to keep himself up in this fight, and he's got Tugal on his back here on the Mercy. Here comes Senti in with his ulti, but nobody really caught in that. Nice work from OG to use their ability to get out of that. Eden gonna have to try and make something else happen in this fight here. They did find Aquatic here, who has switched onto the Genji now. Miru gonna another big one. No, not quite. Most of the team managing to protect themselves from that. Luke in with the EMP here, but he gets taken down by Defector. Not able to capitalize on that EMP. That could be a pretty big problem here, but it looks like Eden gonna manage to clean this one up here. It's just tanks left. Defect taken down. Miru on his way out. Eden are gonna hold here.
Most of Luke's EMPs for this match, and he hasn't played a lot of Sombra in this match, but the EMPs that he has been getting have been questionable at best. Usually it's after 2 or 3 of his team have already been downed, and then he EMPs like 1 or 2 people, and there's no one really to follow up on it. And sometimes the best thing you can do in that scenario is just die and hold on to your ultimate for the next engagement. But Energy managing to stabilize here, and again, they're about to have another Blizzard. So that's going to do so much to create some zoning and, of course, a little bit of advantage for them.
Yeah, Centacle very prolific on that hero, but Defect managing to find Kubler there. Kubler got very aggressive and was punished for it. But Luke, as we spoke about, his EMPs might not be on the money, but his ability to get in the backline and get kills there while the team's distracted is unrivaled at the moment here. Defect on the low ground here. He does have a problem with it. He's going to pop it here. Going to try and take Luke out, but Luke did have the translocator in a safe position there. Defect now moving forward, trying to make something happen. He is hacked now. He needs to be careful. Can they take him down?
There we go.
Perfect. Building the coalescence now. The Ninja gonna reply with the sound barrier. Can they get anything done? This is a much better Blizzard from Centacle with a good wall to back it up to trap Miru. He's gonna get taken down. Surely not. Okay, he's gonna make his way out of here. That's what I said. As Eden stabilized here with 30 seconds left on the clock.
And Thunderclap, having made quite a few panic swaps and a couple of unnecessary ultimates, means that they come into this next fight with only 2 ultimates available to them. It is the self-destruct and the dragons, and this is their last opportunity with 10 seconds left. They need to make something happen.
Oh, that's a big pick. Eriksen taken down by 20. That's a talent damage down. Here's a good EMP. Mercy
There we go.
now. Nice primal rage from Kubler, gonna take her down. And Luke on the point gets defected as well. Miru, look for a big one here, but the sound barrier from Arturia gonna keep his team up here under no pressure really. It's just Miru left on the point. He's not even gonna touch the point, and Eden punching back here on this map.
And now we are going to bring the score to 2-all. And that's insane for this series. I mean, we haven't seen Energy being pushed this hard in quite some time, and so it's been very interesting to watch her. So let me just try and figure it out now. It is a best of 7, and we've played 4 maps. We've got 3 maps left. So either team needs to win 2 more maps. Yeah.
First of 4. But the win is back at advantage for those.
Yeah, okay. For those that can't hear the producer, he's like, we've only played 3 maps, but there was no winner advantage, so it's 4.
So yeah, momentum now on Eden's side. They're struggling on the push, but they're managing to get the defense hooked up then, and we thought this map might have favored them. We didn't say it, but with 20 on the Widowmaker and Luke on what we assumed would be the Hanzo, seems like a pretty strong map on paper for Energy Eden. But for what I asked you before, Naori, while you so rudely didn't listen to me, was we're seeing these teams struggle to clean up fights for which they had a better initiation. So we're seeing them get 2 or 3 picks to initiate a fight and then lose the fight. Why do you think that's happening today?
Well, it really comes down to target prioritization. So the picks that you get, getting picks is not as important as the picks that you get, right? So you have to make sure that you're getting the right picks. And then on top of that, a lot of teams tend to they get a little overconfident. So they get two to 3 picks and they think, yeah, we can go aggressive. We don't have to concentrate. It's a 6v3, easy clap. And they don't focus their fire. And there's like a little bit of damage going out here and there. And the last remaining people, the time to kill becomes too long. And that means that it gives the rest of their team tons of time to get back from spawn, regroup, and take it back. And that's essentially where we're seeing the problem here. And we're seeing a little bit from both teams, in fact. Where the target focus starts out really good and starts to kind of dissipate as the fight goes on. So that's something that both teams really do need to look at with a little bit more care as we move into the next maps.
Next map will be Temple of Anubis here, Ballbot. Going to be subbed in here for Miru. Well, Paragon and I have seen this map 100,000 times. We've seen OG on this map 100,000 times. So we know exactly what to expect here. They're going to be running a single ball on attack here. They will be on defense first. But on attack, they'll run a ball from Ballbot, Tracer for defect, and then DPS for pretty much everybody else except for Tuggle on the Mercy. Yep. From defense, they're probably going to look to run that bunker. But with Miru out of the comp here, they might not be able to lean on that Orisa as much. So we might see them do something a little bit more focused around the Winston and the Reinhardt.
Well, I'd be excited to see a triple DPS on attack here, not so much a quad DPS, because of course once your Mercy goes down, then it does slowly start to fall apart with no healing, and it really relies on getting picks early. If your Mercy is the first or second death in the fight, then you're going to struggle. If you can manage to take down 2 or 3 of the enemy team and then your Mercy goes down, you might still have a chance depending on what you've managed to kill. But overall, a quad DPS isn't ideal. So let's just have a look here for the defenders. So as you mentioned, we are going to be seeing that Wrecking Ball and, of course, the Hanzo and the Widowmaker. So they are going to be going for the double sniper, triple sniper, if you want to include Anna in that one. And the Winston, and this is the composition or a tank matchup that we have seen them run before. And it has worked out fairly well for them running the Wrecking Ball as an off tank. So I think that they could do fairly well here. But again, we have got Luke on that Hanzo. And if they do decide to run a double sniper in response, then we may see them take control, much like what they did on Gibraltar.
Quite an odd composition here for Eden. 20 choosing to run that Zarya out the door here. I thought he might switch that up once he sees what they're running, but they are committing here into the room. Defect needs to be careful. He might get taken down, but Ball finds the kill first onto Like a Luke. That's a lot of the damage now. Aquatic finds Griffith as well. That's a lot of the healing down. Eden really on the back foot in this team fight, and they will just retreat out of here. Kubler trying not to get his head ripped off by Aquatic's Widowmaker. So far not doing a great job. But he seems okay for now.
A nice soft reset here from Energy as they wait for the rest of their team to regroup, but Senti needs to get out of there. There we go. Very nice turn.
Oh.
Wow, nice little sneaky pick off there from Rex and onto Luke into the back line, but we are going to see 20 swapping off onto the Widowmaker to deal with Aquatic. Once again, he's also somewhat had it with Aquatic and all of his nonsense, so this could be the opportunity that they need, particularly if they can start getting one or two very good pick-offs. And for now, they're just going to play it slow and wait for their opportunity to aggress.
I like this position from Aquatic here. He's just going to hold down on the low ground. They move up to the high ground when they come in towards him. Ballbot finds 20. Kubler, they do find 2. Both tanks getting kills here. Full energy eating. Ballbot going to make his way through here. Defect backing him up here. They're trying to get on top of these healers and get them down. Griplet might not be long for this world if Defect has his way, but I think manages to sneak his way out of there, but Ball manages to find Like a Luke there with his ball. Oh my, that is the most infuriating thing. Defect on the point here. Arturo gonna commit his ulti here. Thinks he can win this fight, and he might be right about that. As Centicle finds 2 in the room there. Not sure I managed that. He did have Griplet as backup there. Ballbot on the point, managed to find Arturo with his mines here, but Kubler gonna pop the Primal Rage, gonna take down Aquatic here and try and kill Defect. Try and punish his opposite number here, pushing him into his allies' bombs. Nice work. Good combo there for the Energy Eden tanks here. It's just Erexon on the high ground, all by himself. He's going to want to jump down here.
Oopsie.
And he's going to go back to spawn the easy way.
A lot of ultimates committed here from both teams, and we are going to be seeing Aquatic swap off onto the Reaper, which is a really interesting pick here. I suppose they utilizing the fact that they're on defense, and so you don't need Reaper to kind of flank or whatever, get some interesting angles. That might be the idea they're going with here. I'm not too sure why else they would pick that Reaper, but it looks like Ballbot's going to be the one doing the work.
Yeah, man. What the hell? This dude just killed everybody. But that first kill on Senti was all the ninja all day. He managed to land the sleep, managed to land the anti-nade as well, and Ballbot just really cleaned up that one. But OG gonna be playing patient here. Eden gonna wait for the response. But I think the Reaper is something we see on this map fairly often, and like I said, I don't hate the hero. I just think he's really bad. So I'm yet to see him work very well. Let's see if OG can finally be the ones to prove me wrong here. Nano boost onto Defecture as he pressures them back. Centicle finds a kill with the ninja. That's a pretty enormous kill here. Ballbot finds a return kill. Both balls putting in a ton of work with this map. Aquatic gets the kill onto Kubler there. I'm 100% wrong. That hero's great. Onto point now. Eden gonna look to pull them back, but I think they're gonna try and get out of here. Ball gets taken down. Centicle, that is. Grifflet, not long for this world, I'm sure. He's going to look for that mega. I think he should just die here,
Yeah, pretty much. And we are going to see some swaps. Going to be getting closer to a dive-esque composition here as we see 20 swaps. Yeah, we got the Doomfist and the Tracer. Doomfist has a lot of one-hit potential, particularly if you can smack somebody into a wall, and I think that's essentially what they are. Oh my lord!
Well, you can't do that if you are dead, and the Rexon, I'm sure, like Luke's gonna get no value out of the hero, and at least in this team fight here, as Eden just gonna play patient here. Ballbot needs to be careful. Aquatic killing Centacle. They have to get back to point here. It is Tracer on the pointer, 20 on that hero at the moment. Kubler gonna go down here. I would have liked to have seen Eden just back a little bit earlier here. I think both teams lacking a little bit of discipline today.
Yep, absolutely. That is a massive issue at the moment. But they are going to be coming back here with 4 ultimates, one of which, of course, being that Primal Rage, which can do a lot of juggling off of the point. And if we can get those mines onto the point as well, then that's a lot of space denial. So that's really what they're going for here. But Thunderclap have 4 ultimates of their own to respond with, one of which, of course, being the Death Blossom and, again, the Dragon. So there's a lot of pick potential from the ultimates that we have available. And no big defensive ultimates. I mean, there is the sound barrier, but with the amount of damage that's going to be coming through,
Eden
We'll see how it
on
works.
point here, trying to make some space for themselves to work here. That's the best ulti in the game right there. That just got Primal Rage into the middle of nowhere and got no value. Luke finds a Rexon though. He finds another in Aquatic. That's a hero that I hate to play, but I love to see. Like a Luke putting in the work on the Doomfist here. But they're not cleaning up just yet. Ballbot's gonna get some returns here. Primal Rage from Defect. Luke's to start making some space. He finds 20 with it as well. Luke still alive though. You can never count a Doomfist out until he's dead, but he is now. As Defect cleans up the kill on Senti. As Arturia makes his way out of here. Kubler or Low? What you doing here, buddy? Okay, he gets out of there.
It does actually.
Playing the limits of his hero. He knows what he's doing.
Interesting to see that Aquatic swapping over onto the Doomfist as well. But we do have the Meteor Strike available for Leica Luke. Not the most impactful ult in the game. If you can possibly get a support with it, then that will do wonders for you. And now we're going to be going in for yet another engage.
Oh man, huge damage coming in through there. Kubler managed to clean up their Ballbot. Nice ulti from him there, managing to neutralize that positioning. Luke finds the opposite number in Aquatic, but Ballbot takes down Griplet, but Eden can get all the kills in this team fight thanks to no small bot to Luke, but it's return kill city here as OG get 2 rando kills here as they come back in. Rexon on that Hanzo, gonna find Sentinel as well here. Alturia gonna kill him, but they're gonna get no more ticks out of this. Eden did manage to get 1 tick out of this point though, but they will get cleaned up on their way out.
That headshot from Erexon onto 20 was pretty massive. 20 might have been able to get 1 or 2 picks and stall out the point for a little bit, but unfortunately he did go down there. Thunderclap's defense has been so clean. They're looking so much stronger than what I would have expected from them. But Eden wasting no time going in for yet another engage. They know they only have a minute left.
Kubler recognizing he has to just place them on that high ground. You can't just let them have that space. Centicore on the point, popped his mines, but Ballbot is the one who gets the kill. Onto like a Luke here. No Doomfist for Eden, but no Hanzo for OG. False alarm. Hanzo's back alive. Never saw anything as Aquatic. Finds a kill on Gripler with his ulti there. We spoke about how low impacted it was, but it seems to be doing pretty well for now. 20 though. Gonna get the return kill. There is a Primal Rage from Kubler here. Gonna try and make some space. He finds Aquatic. That's a pretty decent kill with that ultimate here. But the Ninja, needed to be careful. They're popping his ulti inside the bubble, but he does manage to find a few of his teammates with that. Ballbot finds a few of his enemies with some balls. Eden are going to get held here on second point here. Managing just over a tick here, about a tick and a half. And not able to get in here.
Not looking too good for energy at the moment. Unfortunately, not going to be able to cap the second point. Not even going to be able to touch. So they did manage to get about a tick and a half, as you mentioned. And now, as they come through on their own defense, they're going to need to show us the same defense that we saw on Gibraltar if they're going to want to hold on and take the lead in this point battle.
I think they could even literally show us exactly the same defense, and it would be pretty good on this map. They ran that sort of double sniper with the dive tanks, so I think if they run that here again, they could have a lot of success.
Well, the double sniper worked particularly well for them on the initial attack, and they were able to get those picks and push through and take first point. But once they started moving towards second point, that's where the big issue came in. Now, something that I want to point out, they would be able to deal with a lot of what Thunderclap's doing if they just ran goats. I know teams hate to hear it.
Goats? What goats?
Dude, I know that EU ranked is full of bunker. Everybody wants to run Orisa, Bastion compositions and Batiste and whatever. But goats is still a phenomenally powerful composition, particularly if one of those teams that's been playing it for a year, that has become used to the mechanics, used to how it's run, and has a really good idea of how to play it. So I really do believe that Energy would be doing a lot better if they were sticking to what they know. But it looks like they're going to be running those same 2 tanks, the Wrecking Ball and the Winston. And we're going to be seeing that Moira again. They're expecting the spam damage with a little bit of spam of their own in the form of the Hanzo. And hopefully Luke can get some better EMPs. Over on the other side, we've got triple DPS. I like it.
It is a triple DPS, and it is Defect on that trace. I feel vindicated for my knowledge of this team. How predictable they are. Kubler getting aggressive here on the Winston. He finds Erexon with the help of Senecal, but in their backline, it's pandemonium here. Arturia manages to bring 20 back here through a hail of bullets. Tugel has a much easier time bringing her Hanzo up, but Aquatic finds Kubler on the right hand here, finds Griplet. Luke managed to find a Rexon here. Can they get any more? 3 on the point for Thunderclap here. Arturia, oh no, all dead. That's Ballbot with another kill in this team fight. 20 gets the kill on Defect's Tracer here, and they might be able to stabilize if they can't get the kills fast enough. OG. Ballbot taken down by 20 here. He finds a second here with some really clutch plays. And now Eden's back in here. They're looking for Aquatic, who they did hack here, but Tugel's going to bring Ball back here. That could be quite a big deal as far as OG are concerned. And he does have ulti and he does pop it down. Can he find any value here? Most of that got neutralized by Kubler's bubble here, but now Heroes are starting to come back in for both teams. Rexon taken down. Dragon Bro spawn onto Ballbot. Not taken down. He's fine. Don't panic. Rexon finds 2. Grifflet finds 2. Coalescence. Best ulti in the game. Tugel all by herself on the point. No, Rexon joining her now. Finds a kill with a BM Sonic Arrow.
Touch point.
20 needs to focus the point here, but he's trying to move Aquatic across the map here. Rexon on point. Taken down. Finally. 20, listen to my advice. He gets the kill onto a Rexon, but Aquatic now all over the place, all over the team, eating them up. He's looked super hungry today. Send a call, back on the point here, gonna try and balance his space, but no. 6 minutes on the clock here for 1.5 ticks.
And this comes back to what you were saying earlier. Thunderclap got so many pickoffs in that first fight, and Energy was still able to stall it out for so long because they lost focus. And they're trying to go for the snowball here, but a nice early pickoff onto Defect might shut it down.
It could be a game changer. I don't think he's in a position to get raised here. Oh, Kubler getting low. Yeah, I'm gonna force out his Primal Rage. Make some space for his team here. Centaur doing the same on that ball. Tugel finds Aquatic, brings him back to life here with the resurrection and the undo button. Ballbot still being a hassle in the backline here. But Rexon, he does find 20 now. Defect's back in here. Nice pulse bomb combo with the slam, the pile driver. Good teamwork from OG. Centaur getting low here. They're going to try and get him down. He's going to get aggressive onto Aquatic, but Rexon has his DPS buddies back. But it seems like OG has the back. Eden has the back of OG here, and they've put a knife into it, and now OG have to run away. Aquatic, still trying to make something happen here. No, he's just going to get out here. Kubler trying to track him down, but Aquatic's too smart for that.
Yeah, another thing that I do find that these teams tend to do is a lot of trickling onto point to try and contest for long periods of time, and they do tend to use quite a few ultimates, whereas if they stacked up their ultimates and pushed on, they might get a little bit more value out of it. But somehow they... Oh, wow, okay, nice pick.
They're getting very aggressive. They found a Rex and both teams down a Hanzo, but... Oh, I was just about to say...
Back.
No back cap today. No letter number today. That's an EMP. Again, I don't know how I feel about that.
Bad EMP.
If Ballbot's going to get 2 kills while EMP, you're better off just committing that and holding the point.
Yeah, that was a terrible EMP, Luke. What were you doing?
I can't say that. He's too good. I can't say that.
I mean,
you know him, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but I can't say that.
Oh, nice early pickoff though, and this is the opportunity that they need. But the rest of Eden isn't. Oh, well, not the rest of Eden. The rest of. Okay, I got my attackers and my defenders mixed up.
It's hard. It's hard.
Casting is hard.
Red team did good. Blue team pulled back. Blue team coming in now. Oh, false alarm. Blue team still coming in though. They're committing one down, but they do have the res. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. Rexon finds Griffith here. That's low healing. On the side of Energy Eden here. Primal Rage in from Kubler. Who needs healing when you've got 6,000 HP? But he doesn't able to find anything just yet. That's an ulti in from Rexon, an ulti in from Ballbot. Can they find anything? They find a couple here. This is a team fight that OG need. Kubler on point. He's the only one left, but he does have the Coalescence on his back here. Can he stay alive? No, he can't. Aquatic finds him. But again, these kills are taking a long time to come in here. Luke in on the Doomfist, 20 in on the Tracer, Arturia on the Lucio. This is a lot of hard heroes to kill with the ball coming in as well here. I think we might see a stabilization here from Energy Eden, especially the sound barrier going down from Arturia here. They need to pick a target though. Need to get it down. Aquatic gets taken down. Can they stop him from getting res? Tugel's gonna look for an opening on him. Tugel needs to get taken down. Kubler the only one on it right now. Pulse bomb in, not finding anything. Tugel gets taken down. 20, putting in the last hit there. OG have to get out of here now. 3 minutes left on the clock. There's still somebody on the back. Defect, my friend? Yeah.
The time to
always
kill,
dead.
times to kill, I don't know, are just way too long for these teams, particularly literally for both teams. We saw it when Energy was in the attack. We're seeing it now when Thunderclap's on the attack. They get a couple of picks, and then nothing else dies, and they just allow the enemy team to regroup. And honestly, it's getting ridiculous.
It feels like these teams are kind of like jumpy and nervous almost.
I
This
mean,
is a
could
grand
be.
final situation, but discipline seems a bit poor. Focus fire seems a bit poor.
Oh yes.
Very, very unusual here. But let's see OG can make it happen on this team fight. They commit a lot here.
Ooh,
Sweaty finds
there
two.
we go.
Bulldog finds one with a power driver there. It's 3v6 here as far as Eden are concerned. Can they find any? Senti in here with his ulti. They do get the return kill, and that might be enough for them to start to restabilize now. Senti finds another, but they do get the res off. Both balls have their ultis on the point here. Need to be careful. Ballbot finds one. That's Tugel down. I think Eden really in a good position to pull this one back here as the kills start going the other way. Can they just clean up what's left of OG here? Senti finds the ninja. It's just a Rexon and Aquatic here. And they're going to have to get out of here again. Good initiation from OG, but not enough follow-up in the mid-fight.
I think what both of these teams are struggling with is they're going for picks. So somebody will get a pick and they'll go in. And then it's almost like they everybody finds a counterpart and then starts dancing with that person. And that's why the time to kill is so long. Everybody needs to pick one person. You need to have 6 people on your team going Winston, Diva. Because right now the focus fire is non-existent.
They do find that initiation here, so going off what we've seen, Eden I think gonna win this team fight, even though OG have 2 kills to open this one up. Tugel gonna try and get in here for a res in all likelihood, but they're forcing Eden back here pretty well, but they're not finding the kills, and now the ulti comes in from Arturia, that sound barrier, gonna be giving his team a lot of shields here, a lot of sustain. Tugel under a lot of pressure here. She needs to get taken down. She is taken down. Sentinel finding 2 with the mines. Ballbot down as well. Are Eden just going to hold them here again after a really good defense from Thunderclap on the first point? On the second
It
point.
looks like Eden might just hold it, but with 10 seconds left to go, they do still have 2 ultimates online. Somebody's going to have to throw their body on the point if they are going to try and take this back. The clock is running out. They are a 6-man stack again, and let's see, can they bring it back?
They will touch here in time. Get another team fight in here. Ballbot in on the ball. Now Defect. Gonna follow up here. 20 finds Ballbot. That's a pretty bad start here. That's a pretty whiffed Hanzo ult. 20 finds Tugel as well. That's the kill you need, I think, ideally here. Kills going both ways, but Eden gonna take this one pretty handily. And momentum fully in Eden's favor now.
Eden have somewhat had it with Thunderclap's nonsense. And, okay, everybody's saying GG. I'm hoping that it's... we still have one more map to play, I believe.
I think so.
Let's
You
just,
told me it was best of 7. And
I mean, that's what I thought.
thought. So, I have no idea. I don't know. I can't keep track of the rules. They changed so much. But yeah, Energy Eden managing once again to win out with a better defense on these static points here. Again, just a little bit of a lack of focus from OG. The initiations are perfect, but the follow-up isn't quite there.
That's it, exactly. They've got fantastic initiations. They come in, they get 1 or 2 picks early on, they aggress in, and they really try to dominate, and then their time to kill just fizzles. And they can't pick a target, nobody dies, and it goes on forever. We have had confirmation that it is indeed a best of 7, so there is 1 more map to go, potentially.
Least.
Yeah,
At
potentially. If Energy win this next map, then they will win the VS Cup, the second VS Cup of the year. However, if Thunderclap win it, then of course we will be going to yet another map, which will be the decider. And it looks like the teams have asked for a short 5-minute break.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we have some sort of a break screen or something, because I could use some water.
Yeah, we'll head to a break quick. So 3-2 to OG, to Eden, sorry, with some really stellar defenses on both maps. So we'll rejoin once these teams are ready to go. So we'll be about probably 2-3 minutes. So we'll see you guys after the break.
Hey.
myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now, a little stronger now. Too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now, a little stronger now.
There must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from him, send with me tonight. I run away. I run away. I run away.
Initiating match.
Oh, we're back for real this time. VS Cup Finals, Eden versus OG. If you're just joining us, welcome. You missed a banger of a first half, but we will be heading into the next few matches here. 2 matches at most. Match point here for Energy Eden, though. They are up 3-2. OG took the first map, and thanks to winner's advantage, they had 2 in the bag. So it is 3-2 at the moment, but momentum's really with Energy Eden right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we spoke a little bit earlier about these two teams being the type where once you kind of get into that losing streak tilt mode, you start to play worse. But once you get into that winning streak mode, then you start to really perform. So Energy have somewhat turned the tables on Thunderclap here and have really hit their stride. What I've noticed is that their offense is not as strong as their defense. So particularly, the first control we saw went to Thunderclap because they aren't as strong at attacking a point. They can hold onto it for a fair amount of time, but trying to get back onto the point is a problem. So we may in fact see this point go the favor of Thunderclap, particularly as we do see them coming out with that spam composition.
Kubler got eviscerated there by Aquatic, but Aquatic 20 found the headshot on him as well, but Tugel gonna bring Aquatic back, Griffith gonna bring Kubler back. We're up to a full complement of 6 for both teams here. All about getting aggressive here. Rexon taken down by like Luke. Is that the pick they need? Goodbye, Sentinel. 600 HP boop there. Luke putting in more work though. He finds the ninja. Arturia gets the boop onto Mew. Some nice flanking play there. Luke takes down his opposite number there with the help of his Hanzo player. It's just Ballbot left and Tugel. False alarm. It's just Ballbot left on point. He's gonna try and make him. Nope. False alarm.
Nope.
The ninja on point now. Rexon finally getting some return kills. Are we gonna see a repeat of what we've been seeing all day here, where one team wins the team fight and then proceeds to lose the team fight? No, fair enough. Eden winning this one out, managing to hold on to the advantage.
Oh, dude, that's something that I said so long ago, many months ago. You won the fight. How did you lose the fight?
Yeah,
it's one of those things that happen, and I'm really enjoying well because of course the sheer number of boops that we've been seeing has just been hilarious. If it's not from the Farah, it's of course from the Lucio, doing a lot of work there.
What is 20 doing?
What is going on?
He's spelunking up there, climbing a mountain. Spelunking is going deep. I'm sorry, that was not true. Ballbot though is going deep himself. He's on the back line here. Arturia manages to pop his primal rage, his sound barrier. But Tentacle once more becoming very intimate with the wall itself. The ninja finding the kill on him here. Can he find another? Griffith, no! You take him down. Nice move from Arturia, but Rexon finding 2 kills here with the most unlikely of ultimates here. Those Hunter Dragon getting a lot of value out of this A20 all by himself on the point. He finds Ballbot. Not surprisingly, but on top of the dome piece there manages to get the return kill as OG finally managed to flip this point.
This map is such a mess. The fights have got absolutely no direction. We've got Grifflet nearly falling into the well for who knows what reason. And then as
he knew what he was doing. Come on.
Yeah, as he flew into the dragon. Just really weird things happening out here on Ilios well. But it seems like for the moment, Thunderclap have taken control, but Eden not going to let that last.
Nope. If you took any longer with that sentence, you would have been wrong because Eden just won that team fight in the space of about, 2 seconds.
Yeah. They did use a couple of ultimates though. Well, they used the whole hog. I mean, I don't know why they've just used the supercharger though. That's seems a little premature.
Zoning supercharger. 20 found the kill on Aquatics there, so screw you. He knows what he's doing. Tugel gonna bring him right back to life here. Now OG gonna try and get aggro here, but Ballbot whooped out of the way and follow up with the nice hook from Centicle there. Kubler gonna get the last hit on that. Nice combination there. Sound barrier keeps Aquatic alive for him to put the damage in here. And now OG gonna win a fight that they lost. Can they keep the pressure on here? Need to Be careful of Poops. Arturia on point. Can they deal? Miru, my God. Miru, no longer with us, unfortunately. He's going back to spawn a quick way. Rexon left on point. Ballbot is back now. They do find Luke there, who for some reason was hanging out on the low ground. Can they get the kills there? Rexon versus 20 in a 1v2. Arturia, okay. Rip that dude. Arturia in there, but Ballbot is still making a nuisance of himself on point, but a nice one from Centicore. And he's just to pull him in, but he finds two with the mindset. He does end up going down, but Miru's back in on the Winston. Arturia, Rage gonna try and make space for his team here. That's a pretty handy shield from Miru. Gonna keep himself up here just for a little bit. He's trying to get on top of Arturia, but he's not able to do so. Tugel with a ballsy resurrection there. Centicore too smart to fall for that one. Okay. Unzaldi does get a pick there, but Energy Eden gonna close out this point 135.
All right, I'm going to say a phrase, and it's a magical phrase that has helped many teams win games.
Just win for it.
No. The phrase is soft reset. All right, when you lose one person, it's okay to back off, wait for them to come back from spawn, and then re-engage. It's not necessary for you to then throw ultimates. I mean, there was a moment there, okay, somehow Energy still won this fight, but it was still a misplay, where 4 of them were dead and Arturia used Sound Barrier. Generally speaking, don't do that. Thankfully for Energy's sake, we also saw some misplays from Omnius, and they weren't able to capitalize on that misplay, which is another phrase that I think that these teams need to learn, and that is punish mistakes. If we can learn those 2 phrases, I think we can start improving.
Oh, speaking of punishment, pile driver straight onto the Ninja's dome piece there. He gets taken down, but they do find the return on the enemy main support here. Aquatic getting that one down, and Kubler got to a Grifflet squeezed in there. He managed to get the res off. What was that? Kubler trying to make his way out here, but I think OG's got this one in the bag, so that probably means Kubler will win the team fight here. Nope, OG gonna prove me wrong there. They're gonna cap point here. Luke gonna try and put himself in harm's way here, but he's too late. He does get taken down pretty late in that team fight.
Yeah, again, soft reset. In fact, that would have been a hard reset. Luke should have realized that the fight was lost and disengaged quickly, and now we're going to have tons of spam damage. And as I mentioned earlier, Energy not as strong on their attack lately. I mean, we saw them defending Ilias well for so long, and they really did so well there. But now they need to try and attack on Lighthouse here. They've got no ultimates available to them, but they will have the Primal Rage soon, which could help them.
Ooh. Luke finds the opening kill there as OG try to get back and get themselves some space here. Primal Rage in from Defect now, I believe. That is, no, sorry, that's Miru. Defect not in this match. Aquatic, Hunter kill and Grifflet. That's a pretty good kill. Might buy enough time for OG to stall this one out, but I think with all those kills coming in from Eden, might be able to reset here. Ballbot on the deep is something we haven't seen just yet. They're committing ulti here. OG again. I don't know about that, but Rexon finds 20 on the backline here, and he's coming in with that Storm Barrel. Stumbo finds Kugler. Oh my god, what are we watching? Why are these teams losing?
Energy should not have won that fight. Thunderclap had no right to win that, and yet somehow I feel like it's the power of friendship. Monty said Owl is not an anime. Well, Owl may not be an anime, but Overwatch in general does seem to be an anime, because with the power of friendship, we are seeing Thunderclap and Energy to some extent winning fights they have absolutely no right to win. And a nice early pick off there from Aquatic for this defense. Hopefully Energy are gonna take that soft reset into consideration. Nope.
Committed in 20 taken down there. Ballbot doing a good job to punish him out of position there. The Ninja gonna find the boop kill onto Kubler's. OG get aggressive here. It's 92-0 on the point here, and Eden are in shambles at the moment. They're not gonna have time for a full reset here. Ascenti makes his way onto the point here. Nice! Rexon kills Arturia just as he sound barriers. Not able to get that one down. There is a Valkyrie on point here, but she's all alone and she's stuck to the roof. Exactly where Aquatic wants her. He's gonna delete her, but not before she gets the res. But Senti's not getting a make back in that situation as OG focus fire is too good for that. Nice work from OG here, gonna reset this map. Last map here, going to be Ruins.
Now we're gonna put ourselves in a similar situation to what we saw on Gibraltar, because what are the heroes that excel on Ruins? It's the snipers. And fully expecting a Widow v Widow battle of some description here, or Not come
Or
on,
Hanzo v Hanzo.
guys.
Same thing, right?
Close enough. There we go.
yeah.
There we go. Thank you, 20. You see, okay, never mind. I was about to say, at least one of you loves me.
Aquatic's feeling pretty happy on the Pharah today. I think he might just stick on that. And Ericsson Hanzo, as we know, is more than serviceable. So it looks like they just want to stick with what they're comfortable on, what they dominated the last map on. Why
Well,
fix it if it ain't broke?
20 on this Widow, Aquatic trying to Pharah into that could be in a bit of a dangerous situation. Look how low he's gotten so early on in the fight. It does get healed up, but still, I mean, the danger from 20 on that Widowmaker is going to be paramount.
Initiation here from OG, just trying to make some space here for the Pharah to get forward and start putting down the damage. And he's in a good position, and nice work from Ericsson there. Finds that headshot, and they're going to try and take advantage of us. And they do just that. Ballbot finds a Turia here. Miru in the back line, tickling Pharah's butt, and she kills herself by shooting enemy Pharah, I think. OG going to take the team fight. Senti, D-Mech towards the end here. They're just trying to kill 20. I like that decision. Just go straight past. Now they can turn for the rest. Mercy down. Turia likely down as well. Miru's a merciful god, and he's going to let him get out of here.
The biggest misplay I saw from Eden here was how passive they were in their attack. It's almost like they're too afraid to attack now. We've seen them be overly aggressive. Now we're seeing them be way too passive.
Oh.
That's it. That's the pick off. Go, go, go. Press W, boys.
That is a huge pick, but Senti does not have mech at the moment. They chose to keep him in the Baby Diva form, so OG had that little bit of extra time and space to work with. Only now does he get his mech back, and now Ballbot's going to initiate and distract them, giving enough space for Rexon to put that headshot into 20 here. Griffith can probably look back for the res here. Rexon, like, hyper out of position here, and he's going to get taken down eventually. So, Eden up one in the spite, but Guild Hero will be back soon here, and I think Tugel's going to look for that res very soon. The back of that Valkyrie. Rexon, Aquatic, sorry, very low there, and he does get taken down. I meant low in HP and low in altitude. As 20 finds the ninja there with a sick headshot onto the Lucio. It's just Miru on point here on the monkey, and ignore what I just said. It's just a Rexon left, trying to get out of here now. There's someone on point. Yeah, Ballbot on point for 20. Gonna make sure that doesn't last too long, but it is 71% on the clock here for OG.
But Thunderclap are coming back with 5 ultimates. They did use the Valkyrie, but they have absolutely everything else available to them. And if they can manage to take control of the point again, as we know, their defense is fairly good, particularly against whatever Eden throws at them. Now, Energy, they do have the self-destruct and the Primal Rage, so a lot of space denial available to them.
Yeah,
hopefully they
Eden.
can use it.
OG, sorry, on the aggressive here. Aquatic knew exactly what he wanted. Straight on 20, straight on the dome piece with that rocket barrage, and he finds 2 kills here, but it's not enough to buy his team the space by the looks of things here. OG looked to start that team off pretty well, but as has been the story of this match, just because you win the team fight doesn't mean you can't lose the team fight.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, Eden just showing us how strong they are on this defense. They were able to push in fairly well, despite the fact that there was a misplay in their initial engagement. They were able to fully push through and take point. Now that they have control of the point, they're holding very strong. We're going to see Aquatic swap over onto Widowmaker now. He too has had it with the Pharah and the Widowmaker of 20, but mine's on the point here.
Yeah, mine's Griffith. That's a pretty nifty first pick here as Rexon gets a kill onto Kubler. This is very good for OG here. They're going to get more out of this. Griffith needs to get taken down. He does get taken down before the res, and now OG in the driver's seat here. They forced a couple of ultis there out of Eden. They're sitting pretty to take this map home.
Now we're seeing some interesting swap-offs from Energy, and like what they were running was working. I'm not too sure why they've now made these swaps. Their ult economy is essentially trashed. All they have available to them is the Valkyrie, and they are going to be engaging with it, but we do know that Thunderclap have the Valkyrie as well.
Yeah, both teams Valking here. Aquatic, never mind. Valk down. Aquatic with a sweet shot onto Griffith there to neutralize the threat that Valkyrie poses. 20 neutralizes the threat back all the way though. Aquatic taken down, but Rexon, he found 2 in that, and it's all blue in the kill feed. Luke, the only person getting value out of this team fight that is red. He's just trying to buy his team some space. Can he buy enough time?
Oh, there we go.
Seem to get back. It's very unlikely for a Sombra. Yes, he can. Griffith's back on the point now. On that Lucio. Sombra under a lot of pressure. They need to finish him off. Can they do it? Luke, yes, taken down. Griffith on the point though. falls back now as well. Again, just because you win the fight doesn't mean you're gonna lose. That is a huge dragon. Kuma's from again. Yes, he is. Rexen again finding the big value dragons on that Hanzo. Tentacle needs to be careful here. In the mines, he does get taken down. Overwatch gets the kill on top of the number. It's just 20 on point. Turia, what is he doing? How did he get those kills? Oh my god. EMP in from Luke. If there was ever a perfect time for it, now is it. But he's not got enough space here. No! We're going to a game 7. I never thought I'd say that.
Let's go, dude. And another mess of a fight. The thing that these teams are doing, they're making it very difficult for us to accurately predict how the fight's going to go, because like one of the jobs as a caster is to know when to hand off. So Sun will be talking and be like, and that's the end of the no it's not.
Yeah, I've given up now. I'm just gonna keep talking until like I'm 100% sure that nothing else can happen.
Literally,
because these teams are just like, you know what I think it is though? I think these teams are just very confident in their own ability to win team fights. So even when they drop 1 or 2 in a situation where most teams would be like, okay, let's pull back, take a moment, reset, and go from there. But both teams, I think, just have that confidence to be like, okay, it's fine. We lost 1, we lost 2, but I still feel like I can kill everybody in this team fight.
Yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how they're feeling. It's what I spoke about earlier with all of these players kind of relying on picks. They're relying on initial pickoffs from a Widowmaker, from a Doomfist one hit, from Wrecking Ball getting into the back line and pile driving somebody out of existence. They're relying on those, which don't require the rest of the team to be aiming at said person that got picked off, right? So they got the initial pick, but it wasn't because of any sort of target focus or anything like that. It's because one person managed to pop off, and it gave them the space that they needed, and so they pressured onto point, and then I've said it a few times, time to kill. Time to kill is way too long in all of these fights. And it's really weird to see from these teams. What I will say as well is time survived is pretty high at the moment. And that more than anything is surprising me, particularly with Thunderclap coming up against Energy, who have been known to completely decimate teams.
Yeah.
So for Thunderclap to be doing so well, to be surviving for so long, to be holding them for so long. I mean, even if they do lose this fight, or rather if they do lose this match, it's been one of the most heavily contested matches. Obviously, Unidentified have been pushing Eden for quite some time, but it's, you know, over and above, like this is now a second team that is able to push Energy to this extent. So it's been a pretty exciting match to watch. And now, as you said, we're going into match point, winner take all, the glory, the name, the money. It's all about this last map.
I think at this point, for the storyline, you got to see OG take it, right? As objective as we want to be, that would just be the feather on the cap that has been this great match so far.
Unbiased
OG,
caster, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. OG, gonna be on defense for this point. Oh, sorry, for this point, and we spoke about how good Eden's defense have been. So hopefully we don't see a first full point hold here, but that would be very much in OG's favor. Obviously.
An interesting thing to note about both of these teams is that they do have a coach, a proper, like full-on, these are the first two teams in ZA to have proper coaching from a contenders level coach. They both have the same coach, and I believe there's a very good chance he's actually watching right now. So I think it really shows a lot to have these two teams fighting out so strongly and so well contested against one another. The improvement from Thunderclap in particular, since having started getting sessions with this coach, has been absolutely phenomenal. And this is a lot of fun for me, because obviously I introduced them to the coach. So for me, it's like, oh, which one of my boys is going to win? That's why I can't root for anybody. OG is my org.
Got that affiliation with OG, exactly.
Yeah.
Quite well.
But at the same time, I've always been there for Energy and trying to help them out. So now this is not only the clash of the Titans, it's also the clash of, you know, the boys in my heart.
Yeah, that's the real storyline here. It's Norway's two favorite teams playing against each other.
True story. There is no bias here, purely because I I don't want either of them to win, and I don't want either of them to lose. Can they all just sit in a circle and sing Kumbaya?
Yeah, let's just cancel the map. Just leave it at 3-3.
Oh lord, I think they lynched me.
On the defense, as we said. Oh, we spoke about goats. What are we looking at here? Eden running goats. They said, okay, fine, let's just win. Let's win. It's fine. Just win.
Yeah, let's just win. Just go goats and win, forehead.
Well, let's see if it works out for them. Maybe their goats is a little bit green here. They haven't been running it all day. We haven't,
In fact, it's Moira floats.
Yeah.
The Winston goats, along with the Moira for the spam damage. This is the composition that they use to eventually take down unidentified after their loss.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be working out quite as well this time around.
So far, so good as far as OG are concerned. That's 3 quick picks here. Centaur, really the only one in any position to do something. He's going to get demeked. He might get staggered super hard here if he's not careful. No, I like this play. Go, take a nap, dog. OG, just gonna, do some squats, do whatever.
Tactical crouch.
Observe, Oh, no, sorry.
There. Unlucky.
For the very late death there. That's a full minute off the clock for you.
Yeah, beautiful stagger. Really just drawing out the time bank here, but it's not going to stop them for too long. They are going to re-engage, and they are taking a slightly safer option in terms of cover, but they do need to be careful because, of course, they are very susceptible to these Pharaoh rockets that are just flying in at them. They are actually managing to dodge most of the damage, and I think 20 is most likely soaking up that charge, getting his energy up so that he can get up to a barrier, or rather a graviton surge, because he is quite far behind in terms of ult economy at the moment.
Hopefully Eden can get a good initiation here. They do get on top of Miru here. Does Kubla on the Winston, but Aquatic, nice work from Centaur there. With that demon, really neutralizing all the damage he puts in. Erexon did find Luke here. Ball gets a demek, but kills so far in Eden's favor. But as we know, that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot when both teams are starting to come off on ultimates. 20 on an island in a sea of mines. Nowhere to go. He gets taken down. Ballbot putting in the work here to neutralize Eden's push. They are still ahead in numbers here. Griplet does it end up buying Tugel. The dragon's coming in. Centaur needs to be careful. Anti-heal on top of Kubla as well. Miru's back in the fight now. This looks like a stabilization for OG here. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen this happen. Really become a concern here. Luke managed to track down the ninja there. Now they're starting to group up. Bomb. Same team might find Miru.
Too high.
Here, no, doesn't. Nice work from Miru. Popping that 45. Keep himself alive from the boop there. And Ballbot with another ulti. This dude is really putting in work on the Hammond. He finds the ulti. Gonna zone them out from the right side of their point, but OG not able to put the pressure on just yet. But Eden is still wasting a lot of their time. Tugel, nice, taken down. Coalesces from Griplet, putting in the work there. Finds another kill on Miru there. It's still Ball. That's a huge anti-nade as well. But I don't think they've got the numbers. I don't think they've got the damage. OG to bring this one back in their favor.
There we go.
Yeah, he's not committing. And finally, Energy Eden are going to take this point away from OG.
And that only took like forever. But I'm going to call it. I was the big brain that said if they go goats, they'll start to do better. And that's exactly what's happening.
It's early days. Let's see.
Well, I mean, the amount of ultimates, as you mentioned, Ballbot, he's got another one. I mean, he's an absolute beast on this Wrecking Ball, doing exceptional work here, and now we're going to see him back into the back line.
Ulti mines on top of them. Big anti-heal as well. That's going to down straight away before they can really get anything done. Eden, nice work from OG here, leveraging the damage they put in off the back of Ballbot's ulti here. 20 taken down as well, but he does have that Graviton Surge for the next fight. Probably just going to wait for Senti to get his ulti up.
And what's important to note here is, of course, Thunderclap don't have a defensive ultimate for that Graviton Surge. So I'm not too sure what they're going to do to try and deal with that. But if Energy can really get that momentum going and really start with their target focus, get a big Graviton Surge off, then they can easily take this
Oh my god, 20 with a yeet. The siege tank here. He finds 2. Rexon gets taken down from the tickle damage. 20. Now he's just up for OG. Kubla doing his best to get onto Kubla. What a huge anti-nade. Good follow-up from Ballbot on the... Oh, nice work from Senti. He finds 2 with that bomb. That should be a pretty easy fight cleanup here Warbot, that was his 5th or 6th ulti of this match so far. He's really
another one.
He's really still. What the hell, bro?
Dude, did we go into a custom game when no one was looking? Like Hammond ultimate charge
Who owns
increased by 1,000%.
this lobby? It's actually Eden who owns the lobby, but anyway.
Oh man, you have to ruin my theory crafting.
20 taken down here, and now OG getting aggressive. They will come at a lot of ultis here. Again, there were 2 up in that team fight. Don't know how necessary that was, but they are going to clean up Eden pretty hastily here, and Eden not going to come in with any ultis anytime soon, and they've only got a minute left on the clock.
And now we're going to see them swap over onto a Widowmaker. Interesting decision. Not sure if it's the decision I would make, particularly because they've swapped out their Zarya for it. And usually, if you do make a swap off in the GOATS composition, it's your Diva that you give up in favor of a DPS, and it's never Widowmaker. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can get value out of this composition. Clearly, they're just trying to get rid of Aquatic, but oopsie.
Rip 20, Eriksen putting in work on that Hanzo, as we've been seeing all match long. He finds Kubla as well, but they have found the Ninja in the meanwhile. 30 seconds left on the clock. This is a must-win team fight. Well, Energy Eden, they do manage to take down... No, they don't. Sorry, Eriksen putting in a ton of work. He found 4 in that team fight. He solo won that team fight pretty much. I know that's not how Overwatch works, but... if you read the kill feed like I do most of the time, he just won the team fight by himself.
I mean, sometimes that is how it works, and 20 might get staggered out, and he doesn't manage to get
Senti
away. What
does
is that
manage to
ultimate?
touch. He might have bought him team some extra time here. It does go down very quickly, courtesy of a good sleep nade combo from the Ninja's Ana, but Aquatic, he's doing too much work here from the high ground. He takes down 2, can't even get anything done here. It's just 1 left on point, like a Luke, pretty strong, but he's not that strong. 20 finds Aquatic, but it's not nearly enough. They're going to be held here under the bridge on Blizzard World 2nd point, but that said, this is almost identical to what we saw in Gibraltar, and you remember who won that match.
Yeah, but again, that was a very heavily sniper-favored battle. It was a very different composition that was being run, because at the moment what Thunderclap is running is that high spam damage composition that Eden have been struggling to deal with for quite some time, in fact. So as they move on to their defensive position here, it's really going to be interesting to see what composition they choose to run with. I really feel like they should never have swapped off of that floats composition, because it was clearly working for them. And there's a reason that compositions have set heroes. It's just how they synergize together. It's how they play together. It's how you utilize their ultimates in combination. And Widowmaker doesn't really fit into that setup. So I'm curious to see what they're going to be running now. Let's give it a second. Alrighty. Possibly the Clockwork Vendetta composition. That's what
probably
it's
just
looking like.
a normal banker comp with a Torbjorn.
Well, if they keep the May, it's the Clockwork comp, basically. Not even basically, it is.
Okay.
It's, yeah. Alrighty, Clockwork comp. I was wondering when this was going to filter down into the ZA scene. It seems it already has, and now, so very similar to what we saw earlier on Busan, now you have 3 heroes with 1v1 potential, and that is the Roadhog, the Torbjorn, and the May. And they can be at 3 different areas in the map. They can go on flanking missions and still get tons of value, obviously assuming that they're being played to their maximum efficiency. However, it has been proven that this composition is countered by heavy spam DPS, and that is exactly what we're seeing once again from Thunderclap. So Energy could very well be on the back foot as we move into this last push on this last map.
Match point here for OG. It's just a point and a half. Yeah, nice hook combo. Miru taken low, but it's Eriksen that finds the first kill. Arturia in a good position to get that rest, but Eriksen finds Kubla before they can get anything of it. But Luke managing to put the damage back in now his own way. He finds 2 here. Aquatic still pressuring them from the high ground here, but they're going to get out of here. Luke managing to secure that. He needs to get careful. He doesn't get out of position and taken down, but no, he's going to pull back now. Nice work from Eden to recover from a bad start.
Luke, I said Roadhog could 1v1. I didn't say he could 1v3. But he does manage to get out with the help of Arturia and his take a breather. Thankfully, Kubla is now back as well. So they do manage to stabilize, and they're very close to some ultimates. But so are Thunderclap. And if they can get off a nice barrage, get 1 or 2 picks, then it's going to be easy pickings for them to move on to this point.
But Griffith's very susceptible on the high ground into the dive, and Miru sees that and something happened. Rexus getting all the kills this map. He finds Centaur early in this team fight. Molten Core out from Torbjorn. He's anti-heal 21 HP. Aquatic over the top with his ulti. Grifflet finds 2 to return though. Can they stabilize here? That's a res out from Arturia onto 20. Who doesn't have ulti, but he will pop down a Torbjorn thing. Yeah, you know what that's called. And Luke's gonna stabilize here using the whole hog. That was a pretty huge team fight win here. Oh, that's a frozen monkey fight.
That was funny.
Eden gonna stabilize here through a lot of the enemy ultis.
Now, the other important thing to note about this composition is that it's not just the 1v1 potential, it's the space denial. May, huge space denial with Wall and with Blizzard. Roadhog, massive space denial with his whole hog. And then, of course, Torbjorn with the Molten Core. I mean, how much more space can you possibly deny with one composition? So even if they're not getting the 1v1 picks, they're denying the space.
Oh,
But
I think this could be big if they're not careful. They do find 2. Well, one is a turret. They find a turret and a turret man. And now they put the pressure on going forward. It's all blue in the kill feed here. All OG all day. Can Eden stabilize anything? Can they get anything out of this team fight? Grifflet trying to do his best to kill Aquatic here, but he's under too much pressure and he gets taken down. And OG made that one look very easy.
Yeah, well, it took them a while to finally get onto point, but they did manage to do it. In fact, the self-destruct was instrumental in opening up the space that they need. You want to talk about space denial? You can't talk about that without talking about self-destruct. But we do have a nice pick-off from 20 that's going to force them to be a little less aggressive here. And we are going to be seeing some swap-ups being made. And let's see.
Rickson opening every fight with a kill. He's getting first kill in basically every fight. Arturia is going to undo that one, but it does leave them without that resurrection ability. They do get the D-make onto Ballbot's Diva, though they've got to be feeling pretty happy with that to Eden. But are OG going to look to get aggressive here? One down. Nope, that's a great hold combo onto Rickson. Taken down, but they commit the nano. They commit the dive. It's a very strange decision to try and win this team. Why would you trance there? Trance used in 20, trying to clean up the fight all by himself. It's Tugel on the point. It's a Rexon on the siege tank. It's the snipers in the back line here for OG. Can they get anything done?
There we go.
Down. You need to be careful of Aquatic. If he wants to, you can look to kill them as they come out of spawn here. But he's just trying to kill the core. But Senti making his way towards him now. Yeah,
There we
nice
go.
headshot. Anyone can get that kill at Senti call on the main.
Yeah, Aquatic was so far out of position there. That was basically a baby diva stagger. And now they're going to have to wait for him to respawn. And this puts Energy once again in a very good position here. Now Senti waiting to get a good wall off. Nice hold there. And there we go.
Oh, sleep misses there from the Ninja, who's on the siege tank high ground platform now. Dive in from Miru. Can they follow up here? He did have the primal rage. He's going to use that now. Ballbot on his famous ball. Can they get anything done? Nope. Taken down immediately by Luke. Great focus fire from the Roadhog player. But Miru did get Grifflet in the backline there. Both teams raising. But now, even down the main tank, they're looking pretty on the back foot here. But 20 does get the kill on Aquatic. No res.
Oh, there we go.
Here. For keeping track of that kind of thing. The healers trying to keep themselves alive, and Grifflet turning himself into a DPS in lieu of his actual DPS here. Ballbot back in, but a great wall from the May. Going to keep the supports alive. Really nice playing around the healers there from Energy Eden and OG. Running down the clock here a little bit.
Griff has been a monster throughout this game. Like, we don't give supports enough credit, and Griff really has been showing up in that whole time.
Oh, huge to drop you there. They're great. That was next level surgical play from Energy.
That
Eden,
was
stopping up
disgusting.
the monkey.
Such a good play there. Yeah, no, I also got really sidetracked there. Griff doing really well, getting tons of kills, tons of picks that Zenyatta normally wouldn't really be doing. Griff in 20, the pick potential, the sniping potential has been so strong here. And now things are looking pretty good for Eden. We do still have about 45 seconds left on the clock, but is it going to be enough? Early
They
chance.
popped the nano, they committed into that, but Grifflet had his transcendence, ended up not needing it when he wasted the one earlier, and it looks like Eden just going to clean up this team fight. But good news for OG is they all died very quickly. Team kill siren blares. So we'll be able to get into a full fight here, but they are going to be fighting into the May ulti here.
Yes, they absolutely are. Coming in though, however, Ballbot, yet another set of minefields. But is it going to be enough? As you mentioned, there is the Blizzard Online, and they are going to have the Valkyrie at any second. And if Mercy gets that off at just the right time, then it could be tickets.
Oh, Centaur pops out
There
on
we
the point.
go.
Shabiru trapped on point, but Mercy frozen as well on that high ground. That's a huge problem. Eden
That's
picked up 2, picked up 3. This could be all over here, ladies and gentlemen. The Ninja taking down Rex and Tugel. All that's left on the point. Can they win this out for their team? It's so unlikely at this stage, but if they stay alive long enough, the spawn's pretty close. The team's coming back in. Ballbot, he's here nice and early. Aquatic in on the Reaper. I don't usually like this hero, but it's great here. He's gonna try and take down the tanks on the bright line here. Bongo goes down for Kubler. Eden's main tank drops down here. They need to kill that Bongo. Are they really going to bring this team fight back? That is unbelievable. OG getting into the backline here, but 20 putting in work. He's taking down 2. He's taking down 3. 20, but Rex is going to get a return kill here onto Grifflet. Centaur finds a Rexen in turn. Tugel hooked. Hooped away. Nice work. Aquatic frozen. Gotta keep him alive. And keep him alive. They can win this team fight. He's gonna be close to his ulti here. He's getting pooped away. They're getting pooped off point. Eden gonna take this one. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a game of Overwatch.
Goodness me. Thunderclap pushed them so incredibly hard, and that last fight could really have gone either way, but yes, it was indeed Eden that did clinch it in the end there, doing so much work, so much damage, and really bringing it back. They weren't looking incredibly strong, particularly on that very first map, and it looked for a moment like Thunderclap may pull through with the win, but once again, Eden have asserted their dominance and proven why they are still the top team in South African Overwatch.
All credit to OG there as well. They're really, really stepping up this tournament so far. We were missing a couple of top teams. I think we all thought Eden were just going to breeze through this competition, but OG stepped up as a replacement for Unidentified here and just took Eden all the way in a way Unidentified never did. And comparisons aside, I think OG really stamping their authority on the South African scene, stamping their authority in the minds of Energy Eden here. That's it, though. Eden gonna take home the calories, the dollars, the cash. They're the
cash
ones
money.
who come up on top here. That was an awesome series. Thanks so much for joining us, Parry. If you can try and get us an interview here, please, that would be ideal. But before we do that, no worry. Who was your MVP this match?
Yikes. Jeez, dude. Now you're asking me a question. So for the last map, I will say that Ballbot's ult charge was out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
I gave some props to Grifflet for just consistency throughout all of these maps. Really good. Some questionable trances, but his ability to get picks was, I mean, it was just on another level. And of course, you can't not mention Rexen. Also, opening up so many fights with so many picks. I can't pick one MVP. It's between those three, basically.
Okay, we'll come back to you because you're gonna give me a damn name here. So we do have Arturia in the mix here for the winner's interview. Let's just join him there in general. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Let's get it.
No, hold on. Get out of general, not group. Not two.
Kind of, gang. Okay, there we go.
Hello, welcome.
Mid-sentence.
So, Arturia, we speak again, as I'm sure you must be getting used to. But I think that one was probably harder than some of the matches you've been experiencing recently. How does it feel to manage to clutch that one out in a Game 7 situation like that?
Honestly, it was a lot more. Oh, obviously, we knew it was going to be difficult going into this match, but it was a nice load off once we started coming back. Oh, well, once we had lost the first map, we were obviously 2 down, so it was pretty tough in a sense. But once we started putting through, it felt a lot better for us, and we started pushing more for it. So.
Awesome. I noticed, Naori mentioned it as well. You guys really weren't leaning on the goats comp, which seems to be something you're quite strong at, and you ended up running it there in the rubber match on Blizzard World. Is there a reason you didn't run it against them? Have you had experience of that maybe in your last match not working, or what was the decision making behind that?
That is true. We did use quite a bit of goats against them on the first time we played them on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember which day it was, but we struggled. We struggled. Well, the problem we had was against the Pharaoh Hanzo, and it's one of our. Well, it's probably not going to be always going to be our weakness, but it's right now it's kind of tough for us. But we're working around it. But that was one of the reasons why we didn't go goats, was because it just wasn't working against them. And on Sunday, we played against GG and BZK, who also ran exact similar comps. And that allowed us to experiment and work for ways that would feel more comfortable for us.
Awesome. So going into that game 7 environment, obviously you lost game 6 on Ilios. What was the mentality like in the team there in the comms, and what were you telling your team in that situation to set you guys up well for the last match?
Well, whenever you lose a map, you always do have this negative feeling going over you, like you obviously just lost. But it's always try and get the team pumped in a sense. Always tell them, okay, don't worry about us. We'll win the next one. Don't worry. We'll keep going. So we always go into each match with a positive attitude and not going as if, okay, we're just going to lose this. But we knew from the get-go that we were going to win this, and that's how we went through it.
Awesome. So I'll throw over you, Noah, in a second, but stick around, guys, after this. We will have Defect as well for an interview. So yeah, Nori, any questions from your side?
So you guys, you mentioned losing to Thunderclap the other day, and you said that you came in with the mentality of, well, we're going to win, and that's it. Were you surprised at how far Thunderclap pushed you in this last week?
Honestly, I was. We all were, honestly, because that first match against Thunderclap, we didn't actually expect at all that we're going to lose it. And obviously, after a couple of map losses, it actually really does attack your mentality. That we don't know what's happening, or we don't know what's going on, and it really makes you play at your worst than what you're supposed to be playing at. And we were really surprised at how the Wrecking Ball, Hanzo, and Pharaoh comp they're running is really good. And we couldn't. The first match, we couldn't think of any way of trying to counter it, and started throwing comps around, and just wasn't working for us.
And something else that I noted during the cast is, of course, you guys, you and Thunderclap are the only two teams that are receiving professional coaching at the moment. And of course, it's the same coach. So how much do you think that is attributed not only to Thunderclap's growth, but to your own? Because for a long time, you guys were a team that we would see kind of running the same things. And recently, we're seeing you run a lot of different compositions. And it seems like there's been a change in how both you and Thunderclap play. So how much do you think that you can accredit that to your new coach?
Well, having the new coach has really helped us. That's no thing there. But the problem we have is that a lot of the coaching we receive is more about the meta, in a sense, where we mostly get coached on like how we play and what we should be playing, but mainly against other meta, like goats, for instance.
Yeah.
So obviously, when we go into a comp where we're running against a poke comp, which is not something we really get coached on against, we do get some tips and such about going to counter it, but it's not the major thing. So, like, obviously, you saw, like, I think it was on Busan Mecha as well as some other map, I can't remember, but where we both mode goats. And we just completely won those maps because we know we can win against another goats comp.
Yeah.
But other comps, not as much. It's a bit shaky then sometimes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's kind of it from me.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, Arturia. If you're just joining us, guys, Energy Eden took the second of the two VS Cups, the second one in a row for them as well. In a real banger of a match, 4-3 over OG Thunderclap and Arturia. Before we say goodbye to you, where can we find you on the internet?
I do have a Twitter, but I don't really use it too often. But I might try and use it more.
You should.
But it's just my name, Arturia, and OW, Arturia Overwatch, obviously, Arturia OW, yeah.
Awesome, and of course, Energy Eden you can find everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I don't know, YouTube. So yeah, thanks Arturia for joining us, and we'll.
Thanks a lot for casting.
Yeah, no
Thanks,
problem.
And well played.
Thanks, you too. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. We play. Yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah,
That's your common response, but yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we are joined by Defect. Defect, we are sweating. I'm sure you are sweating too. It's cold here in the Cape. It's raining.
That was a big
but I'm
storm
sure
in
you
Cape
are
Town.
you are hot.
That was a big storm in Cape
hot.
Town, and we thought that the storm in Cape Town would be like our moment.
Oh,
right?
it would have been poetic.
It would have been poetic. Like the heavens open
have been
and
awesome.
we defeat Eden. But it was not to be. Eden is still like an insane team. I'm very, very happy with how well we performed today.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of segues nicely into my first question, which is, what's the mentality in the team like? Coming so close to beating ostensibly the top team in the country, but just falling short of the last hurdle. Are you guys feeling very positive about how you performed today, or a little bit disappointed?
I think we're more surprised than anything. I don't think we planned to get this far. We're like a dog chasing cars, as the saying goes. Don't know what we do once we caught one. We came very close today. I think this is the beginning for Thunderclap. I don't think we're not a team that's been around forever. We've been struggling to take maps of teams like 2CP and GG just a month ago, and now suddenly we're consistently like putting up really good fights against them and teams like Eden. We're improving by leaps and bounds every single month. I think this is not our final form, and going forward into Leg 3 and ultimately finals, I hope that will be a force to be reckoned with.
I think all evidence points in that direction. Going into let's kind of go more general than that. You guys, what do you think was the difference between you guys and Eden today versus you guys and Eden the last time you played? Because you did, of course, take that match 3-0 on Sunday. What's changed between there, and what do you think the difference was between the two teams today?
Eden just played better today. I think the maps we played on Tuesday, I think it was last week, or Thursday, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so probably Thursday.
It was Thursday. I think I said this to my boys beforehand, is it was more Eden losing than us winning. I think Eden wasn't playing at their full potential. And I think today they were much closer to that than they were on Thursday. We did play a bit of a mental game with them on Thursday, playing very unpredictable comps, like non-standard stuff. Not knowing how exactly to deal with us was basically our main, the attack of surprise attack was more our strategy than anything else. But yeah, we're also surprised that it worked. We went into Thursday thinking that we'll beat Eden, we'll lose to Eden now, go into the losers bracket with I think 2CP it was, maybe hopefully beat them again and then lock up second place in the finals.
Yeah, just grab that silver medal.
Let's take the silver medal. But coming this close to the gold, I think we are over the moon with our performance. I don't think there's many bad feelings over in the Thunderclap Discord right now.
Really, really glad to hear that. And the last question from my side for you, Defect, is what's changed? We spoke about how you guys were just barely beating GG and 2CP, as little as a week ago, 2 weeks ago. What's changed in the interim period? Obviously, you already mentioned to us that you guys have been receiving professional coaching. Is that the big difference maker, or what's been going on in the Thunderclap camp?
Yeah, I think the professional coaching sort of just sped up that process. We are still maturing as a team. We're not, like I said, at our peak potential yet. We're still finding our footing, what comps work, and we're still gaining synergy. Like we picked up a bunch of players in Leg 2, Ballbot being like a standout player for us. and
definitely.
Aquatic as well.
Mhm.
So we're still like working and finding that synergy, and it just clicks, sort of, comes in waves essentially.
Mhm.
So hopefully by the time Leg 3 gets underway, we'll have leveled up again, and then give every team a run for the money, as it were.
Awesome. So, okay, I said that was the last question for me, but I do have one more question. Going into champs, right, on LAN, what is your plan for substitution usage? Because obviously you won't be allowed to take your subs with you to LAN and have a 9-man roster. But so how do you plan on resolving that? Maybe it's not a question you can answer right now, but
that would be spoilers, and I'm against spoilers.
Okay, fair enough.
But obviously we'll have to pick a 6-man roster and stick to that. Although, I think today you'll see that we did sub less than we usually do. And I think through Leg 3 you'll also see that we start subbing less and less until we sort of settle on a 6.
Okay, so just gear yourself towards that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll pick the base 6 and see what the meta is at the time and so on.
Okay, makes perfect sense. Nori, anything from your side?
Just one question. A little bit of a shameless plug. Who are you voting for community lead?
Yo, bruh.
I think I voted Tech Girl as general manager and Nari as... What did I?
What do you mean, did you?
Just go. It's too late to back out now. Just go.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? Yes, no, I believe that was my vote.
Awesome.
Just a reminder to everybody, I see most of the viewers have left, unfortunately. But if you enjoyed watching the Overwatch this evening and you want to see South Africa boom, remember to vote. Not necessarily for me as much as I would like it. Just go and vote.
Yeah, vote for Paragon. He really wants it.
He needs the votes more than anyone.
Exactly. Oh, you're rip. Thanks so much, Defect, Arturia as well. Where can we find you?
Hell yeah.
Where can we find you on the internet, Defect?
You can come by the Cowser Discord where I troll professionally all day instead of working. Otherwise, you can find me.
That's a dream. I don't know what you guys do for a living that you spend so much time on this.
I multitask, but I'm a software developer, so I in between compile.
So yeah, you don't have a real job.
Yeah, I just look at the code and then, and then 6 to 8 weeks, boss, and meanwhile it's like half an afternoon. You can find me at defect_OW, defect with 2 Fs on Twitter. For general.
As opposed to 1F.
Well, 1F is actually the real spelling for defect. Yeah, I added the second F because my name was originally Delayed Effect, but Blizzard doesn't like that many characters, so I shortened it to Defect.
Yeah, Paragon.
Yeah, I know, Paragon. You were also. But yeah, check me out. Give me a follow, please. I'm about to crack 100. I really need your support. I believe if we as a community can pull together, we can achieve this great.
I laugh at you, bro.
So that's again, that's at defect_OW on Twitter, please.
Awesome.
I'll post it in the chat.
Oh my god.
Do you mind? OG Thunderclap, of course. You have your own Twitter account. What's the?
It is called Thunderclap Overwatch on Twitter. Just at Thunderclap Overwatch, and at Omnius Gaming as well on Twitter. If you guys want to check out our org, we got our swag new shirts in, so go check out.
Hell yeah!
I believe everyone was wearing their shirts for tonight's game. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
You play better when you're wearing a shirt. That's for 100% sure. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks everybody for watching. The viewership was awesome tonight. The match was awesome tonight. The weather was a bit on the crappy side, but the team got the heat anyways.
It was a thunderstorm, dude. Come on.
Yeah, and you lost. After you mentioned that, I'm so mad that you guys lost. Because that would have been the most perfect, most poetic things. But that said, awesome game to watch. If you're just joining us again, Eden did manage just to eke it out 4-3 over OG Thunderclap in the VS Gaming Cup 2. They take home the gold. Silver goes to OG. I think third, I'm going to make a fool of myself now. Third, I think, went to
2CP.
2CP. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Let's go with that. So yeah, thanks so much for joining us. If you like what we're doing, My name is Sun Phoenix. You can find me on Twitter at Sun Phoenix, SUNPXX. SUNPHEONYX at Sun Phoenix on Twitter. You can follow my team at Leiden Overwatch on Twitter as well as at Leiden Esports. Paragon, please give all the thanks to him. Production today, stellar work. I see good words about the observing, and all the beautiful production. So please go to Twitter, give him thanks. You can find him at Paragon Overwatch.
_OW.
Paragon
yeah.
_OW, yeah. He has a Twitch channel that he never uses as well, which is Paragon ZAOW. Right. And yeah, please send him a
You
follow.
are bad at this.
I'm real bad at this. It's like Paragon OW, ZA, Paragon ZA, OW, Paragon XYZ.
Just search Paragon and I'm sure you'll find him somewhere.
No, you won't. That's the thing. You'll find it. You won't find it. Okay, sorry about that. But Naori, you should be able to do this a bit better. Where can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, guys, literally anywhere, just at Nari Mizuki, and you'll find me. I'll be there.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, guys.